podcasts free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a big program set up for you this afternoon. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb does that around 3:20 with JCS News. 4 o'clock hour at sports. Stefan sitting in for Brandon today, who's on vacation. 5 o'clock hour, we're talking to Dave Moy and Isabella Burkhart. They're actually heading up the team for Lyman, and they're doing this homemade EV go-kart racing finale over in Daytona from STEM programs.
Oh, wow.
Lyman High School is one of the best in the city. We're going to talk to those guys about what they expect. This is coming up tomorrow. Of course, we'll have trivia today. Ray Trinley steps by. We're going to talk about the Sheriff Marcos Lopez case. And we'll end it up, you heard it here first. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the show. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at 77031. Find us on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show, on X, just at Jim Colbert Show, and all day, every day. JimColbertLive.com. That's right there on YouTube. You can check us out there. Give us a like and subscribe. Follow all the socials and send us a talkback if you'd like. You could do that as well. Go to the Real Radio app. Use that microphone to send your comment to Jack, and off we go to Radio Superstardom.
Superstar.
It's that easy. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Good
Pretty
weekend?
good.
I'm hungry.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Why are you hungry, dude?
I think I ate lunch too early, and I didn't eat enough.
It's so funny you bring that up. One of my things I was going to talk about today as we kind of move out throughout the show, and we have a bunch of stuff to go to get over today, but do you guys, I don't know if women even get this or not. I don't know, outside of, this is going to sound stupid. Do you start off Monday with the stupid immediately? Can we do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why make them wait?
Well, I think just, I've never been pregnant, but I hear that being pregnant makes you super hungry. Right? You go through these phases of literally like calorie stacking.
Yeah, that and steroids.
Right. I go through that already as well.
Are you pregnant?
I'm not.
Are you on steroids?
I'm not. But I do go through these phases where I cannot stop eating. And I mean eating, like mega calorie meals multiple times a day with gobs and gobs of water and soda and milk and everything. I'm just in one of those phases where I can't stop eating. You guys ever go through that? Jack, you ever go through one of those things where you feel like you're cramming for the winter?
I don't, actually, I think I eat less per meal now.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes I kind of misjudge it. I thought I had a healthy lunch today.
Yeah.
Ate at about 11:45.
Mm-hmm.
It's too early, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to and I was explaining to my daughter, if I eat it at home, then I can leave the mess behind.
Right.
Well, I mean, I cleaned up after myself. But instead of packing your lunch, bringing it to work, heating it at work, and then eating it at work, and then doing that whole
That's a
rigmarole.
pain in the butt.
Yeah. So I figured, I'll just eat now, get it out of the way. And I'm already hungry. We got 4 hours to go.
Yes.
We have so many bags of potato chips in that cabinet over there. You're more than welcome to open one up.
Chips don't do it, man.
No,
They
I
don't.
know, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything else. so.
Yesterday,
Got
after
some gum.
Saturday, after working in the yard, I ate an entire giant Jersey Mike's Italian sub.
Oh, what? A big
That's-
one.
That's the $19 one.
Yeah. Wow.
That night, or that morning, yesterday morning, I ate not only my breakfast, but what was left over from Tori's breakfast. We went to Peach Valley, best grits in the city, by the way. And then that night, I ate a full pizza. This morning, I woke up and ate 3/4 of a pizza. I have probably consumed half a gallon of milk, probably 2 gallons of water, probably 4 Pepsis in the last 24 hours. I cannot stop eating and drinking.
I'd like to
can't.
revisit a question that Deb asked you earlier, but I want you to think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you pregnant?
Bro, I am eating like 2 pregnant people, and one of them is a hippo.
I have a feeling probably what's going on is because of all of that work you're doing outside.
I guess, man, I'm just burning. I mean, I can't imagine. Like, I know, people who are out there listening to the show work outside and they're burning calories like crazy. I was telling Jack we were outside working in the yard on Saturday, but only out there for 4 hours, but still from 9:30 to 1:30. And I mean, really humping it, not BS working, not like we were out there getting after it, doing a little burning and some other stuff like that. And I got my tractor stuck. So I had to go back and forth in the house. I live at the bottom of my yard's at the bottom of a damn hill. So I had to walk up and down that thing like 4 or 5 times. I thought I was going to die. And then all of a sudden I just can't stop eating. So I don't know what it is. We also have, like I said, David Moy, who is the teacher and lead instructor and of Team Lyman, and Isabella Burkhart. She's from Florida Power and Light. They're sponsoring this big thing coming up tomorrow. We're talking to them today at 5:20. That's awesome. My kids went to Lyman. And they used to tell me stories about the STEM program up there and, all the kids that would come in and out of there that were really, really smart. I think it was in the top 20 for a while nationally for STEM programs in high schools.
Wow.
So we're going to talk to them.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, Ray Trunley coming in. Stefan's coming in for Brandon today. Got a lot of stuff to talk about there as well. I do have another one of my stupid questions a little bit later in the show, but I also wanted to ask you this. Now, we've talked about the AI thing, and we've talked about, being online when information seems like it just kind of pops up. We talked about this last week, right?
Right.
Have you guys noticed that it seems like pop-up ads are timed to exactly how much time it would take you to do something online before you click on content? Have you noticed that?
No.
Okay, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't believe so.
Jack, do you have any idea what I'm talking about here?
Nope.
Okay, here's what I'm talking about. Let's say you're going to watch a video, right? You're scrolling through a news story or whatever, and you see it, and a video pops up there, right? And you go to hit play on the video, and you hit play, or you click on the content, right?
Oh, and the first thing you get is an ad.
And no. And as you go to click play, they time it perfectly. So at the time you're clicking, an ad pops up at the exact moment that you're going to hit play on that content so that you accidentally click on the ad instead of the play.
Oh, right.
Have you noticed at all? And I'm being dead serious here.
You're talking about on your phone.
I'm talking about on any device. It could be on your phone. It could be on your laptop or whatever. The time it would normally take a human being to click something and then click something again, 3-4 seconds, whatever it may be, to move your mouse around and do that. I think that companies are timing or have come to a conclusion that the average time a human takes to move from one part of their screen to another has been calculated. And if you'll notice, the ads don't pop up immediately. They pop up a few seconds after you click. And I think they're actually waiting on you to move over there and time it so that when you go to click on that content, the ad pops up just in time so that it can, because it loads cookies on your machine once it does that, right?
Seems like it.
Sure, I know it.
The only cookies I don't like.
I know it does because it populates my Facebook page in that area where there's ads now, just static ads, boots or guns or whatever it may be, that will populate in that ad. And I've just kind of came to the conclusion this weekend. I said, I think they've timed that perfectly. And it seems silly when you talk about it, but if you notice how many times you go to click on content and at the same exact time you're about to click, an ad pops up so you wind up accidentally clicking on that, start paying attention to that and see if you can kind of notice it. It just could be me, but I feel that I've noticed that.
I more often will read the article than watch the video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I do that too, by the way. I rather read the content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the video can be not as nuanced as the writing.
There's always a little nugget somewhere you'll get in the writing that you may not get in the video.
Yeah.
But I'll watch more videos and see if I notice.
Yeah, please do, because I think it's kind of interesting. And because we've always said that, hey, look, we think they're listening to everything we do.
Oh, we know that.
But I think that they've actually gone through the process of timing out how fast it takes a person to get to that content, and that ad will actually wait for you to do that. It won't pop up immediately, and it has the ability to do that.
What do you think about the possibility that it's more triggered when your mouse cursor crosses a certain point?
It could, Jack. And I'm not saying it doesn't. That still kind of feeds into what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is they're giving you time to get the cursor over there. But it seems like as soon as you go to click, and I know there are people out there listening that know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, a couple of people already texted us.
That when you go to click, it automatically, the ad pops up. So you, instead of clicking on your content, you click on the ad. I don't believe that's by accident. I'm telling you, I don't think anything online happens by accident, because they can control too much of it for it to be accidental.
Right.
I mean, because people, I've mentioned this to somebody else. Well, it's probably because your computer's not fast enough and it doesn't load the content fast enough. I said, I've got a big ass, super powerful computer, not only here at my house, but here in front of me. And no question, that content would load immediately. But man, I'm telling you, there's that little bit of a pause there so that when you go to click on the content, you hit the ad instead. It happens to me 2 or 3 times a week. And I laugh every time. I'm like, oh, you summit just got me again. You summit just got me again. Now I'm talking about hydrogenated water. And I don't even believe in it. But there it is right there in my feed. All right, 407. 916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. We're going to have a conversation about maybe bedside manner a little bit later today. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, we have a story about Catholics demanding an apology from a TV show. I'm going to find out if you're a dry beggar. That's a new term I heard today. And Xbox reveals a little something today as well. Deb, what do you have for news?
Well, we're going to talk about Florida's governor denouncing the California immigration protests. Orlando police want to buy license plate readers. And Kris Jenner. Oh, Kris Jenner.
What happened?
Well, she's leaning into that facelift frenzy with merch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Facelift merch?
We'll talk about that and more coming up next during JCS News.
You got it. All right, 77031. That's how you text us. Leave us a talkback if you like. Grab that iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, and use that mic to send your comment to Jack. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are blocked on State Road 33 at Pine Island Road. Keep an eye out for a crash. Slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Hancock Road. Off to the shoulder, emergency crews are clearing up an accident on I-4 eastbound before Osceola Parkway. There's a crash on Osceola Parkway near Orange Blossom Trail. Slowing down traffic there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp.
Wondering what a personal message with your credit card number has in common with way too many pictures of your dog? Well, they're both private. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp, message privately with everyone.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is Men's Health Awareness Month. That's super important. Dudes, as a rule, kind of dumb sometimes. Don't really want to go to the doctor, really afraid to, just don't want to do it. Not a tough guy thing. That really could work against you as you age. I know that because I used to be that dude. Now I'm not. I love this information that Life Imaging FLA gave me, gave my wife, gave our in-laws, my in-laws, because that information can save your life. Now, it turns out we were okay, but we've met so many people that weren't okay when they got for their imaging, life imaging scan. They did find out they had our issues, and it did lead to the surgery that did save their life. This does happen every single day. And remember, there are no dyes. You don't take off your clothes or no injections, and this entire process only takes a few minutes. So don't wait. Do what I did. Do what my wife did. Do what my 65-year-old father-in-law did. Get over to Life Imaging FLA and get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well because it does save lives. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say that keyword free heart scan. That's it. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You will be connected in seconds. Make that call today and take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
New Year's resolution is to sell your home? Get a guaranteed cash offer today at thenicklygroup.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
The NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
They were right. It could have waited. I can't believe it happened to me. Reaching to check my phone. Now my family has to hear that I'm never coming home again.
Officer?
I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
Every day, 9 people on Florida roadways don't make it home. I was one of the people that didn't make it home.
Ride with Do Not Disturb. Every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
At Racetrack, you'll find everything you need to get through the day ahead.
The morning hits hard when you get up early. You're obviously tired and looking surly.
Grab some made-in-store breakfast, freshly ground coffee, ice-cold drinks, delicious hot food, and snacks all in one stop.
The day is long and can feel like a grind, but you'll get fully stocked and everything will be fine.
Racetrack is here to keep you going.
An all-day haul to get you.
Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Tax Lien Code. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at taxliencode.com.
Imagine waking up and not needing to rush. No commute, no emails, no boss. Just coffee, sunlight, and the freedom to choose. That's the power of tax lien investing. It's been around for over 200 years, used by banks, hedge funds, and the wealthy. And now, finally, it's being taught right here in Orlando. It's secure, predictable, passive income backed by real estate and mandated by state law. And it pays you, sometimes 15 to 35% returns. You don't need to own property. You just need to see how it works and how to do it right. We've taught over 100,000 students, and we'll teach you for free at a live masterclass right here in Orlando. If you're ready to start building real wealth through tax lien investing, this is it. Text CLASS to 26022 to reserve your free seat. That's CLASS to 26022. But hurry, seats are limited. Text CLASS to 26022.
The future is bright. RC Hill here. It's graduation season. This month, I'm helping people graduate from their old ride. I'll help you save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. You can even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety pick and Yamaha sound system. Or the new Mirage, 43 miles per gallon, lifetime warranty starting at only $15,900. Plus, I've got over 200 certified used cars. But hurry, pre-tariff prices won't last long. I'm RC Hill. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
June is champion season, and Fox Sports Radio is where you come to talk about it. NBA Finals, OKC, and Indiana are going off.
Tyrese Halliburton is here to stay.
Stanley Cup Panthers and Oilers are bringing the heat.
Can the Panthers make it back-to-back?
MLB is getting straight spicy.
Ohtani, he's better than Babe Ruth.
To the ice, to the diamond. Get the takes, guests, and stay locked in. Search Fox Sports Radio and make it your next preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Cobra Crew, what it do? You know what I'm saying? It's the big eye, staying fly to the sky. You feel me? No, but real quick though. Shout out to you guys. Always love the show. Jim, you know there's a new crazy thing they invented called ad blockers, right?
Yeah.
Just saying. Love you guys. Later.
Some of those things are very clever, buddy. They make it around everything. Oddly enough, they're able to outsmart me.
It's one of those questions, though, as far as cookies go. If you're going to see ads, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to see ads of things you're already interested in? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of make ads a little more relevant to you?
Yeah. Who, me?
Yeah,
Me
no, or
personally?
anyone in general. It's like we kind of fight. It's like, oh, I don't want them, knowing this and knowing that. But, if you're going to see ads, it might as well be things you have an interest in.
Well, still, my favorite text was, you're from Palatka when Guns and Boots.
That's just the first two things I thought of.
Start popping up.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Jack is right over there, and Deb has your news.
It's time for JCS News. Wow, has this guy got to put his name on everything?
It's in my contract, dude.
Here's the news on the Jim Colbert Show.
And JCS News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, hundreds of Marines are ready to deploy as tensions rise between protesters and law enforcement in Los Angeles. The U.S. Northern Command issued a statement saying 500 Marines are prepared for deployment if necessary, quote, to augment and support, end quote, the Defense Department. It follows President Trump's order to deploy about 2,000 California Army National Guard troops to the city. It's a move that bypassed the consent of California Governor Gavin Newsom, and it hasn't been done since 1965, when former President Lyndon Johnson sent Guard members to Selma, Alabama, to protect civil rights protesters there. All right, meanwhile, Governor Ron DeSantis denounces those protests in Los Angeles. Speaking in Wakulla County, DeSantis said that violent protests can't happen here in Florida because, quote, the inmates don't run the asylum, end quote.
They really do let the inmates run the asylum. When you try to do that in Florida, the chances of you getting away with that is precisely zero.
So the LAPD says almost 60 people have been arrested during anti-immigration enforcement protests in downtown Los Angeles. Police said yesterday 56 arrests have been made in connection with the protests so far. All right, a flight from Atlanta to Orlando. If you're waiting for someone to arrive at the airport, they had to make an emergency landing in Jacksonville. News 4 Jax reports Delta Flight 1576 landed at Cecil Airport, which doesn't normally handle passenger traffic.
Right. I was going to say, that's an Air Force base, is it not?
Yeah, exactly. That happened around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Turned out they landed at Cecil because the crew reported smoke in the cockpit of the Boeing 757. About 208 people were on board. Thankfully, no injuries reported.
Oof.
Yeah, like you and I were just saying, you had that story of a small plane crash off the coast of California yesterday.
Yeah.
After taking off from San Diego, believe that all 6 people on board that plane have perished.
Yeah.
So thankfully, this Delta Airlines flight was able to land safely.
What's more dangerous, smoke in the cockpit or landing in Jacksonville?
That's a toss-up, Jimmy.
I'll roll the dice with that smoke. Let's continue to Orlando, please.
Exactly. All right. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer is sending a letter to Broward Sheriff Gregory Toney questioning his recent comments that immigration enforcement is not a top priority for his agency. Uthmeyer warned that Toney's stance may violate state law requiring local law enforcement to support federal immigration efforts. The sheriff made his remarks during a county budget hearing, saying his focus is on crime, not immigration rates. The Attorney General, though, also noted that BSO has an existing agreements with ICE, suggesting Toney's position could conflict with those commitments. Mm-hmm. All right, Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco cannot get out of his own way.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd this guy do now?
Well, he's facing a new charge. And the Dominican Republic, after prosecutors say a handgun registered to his uncle was found in his vehicle following a November altercation in a parking lot.
Yeah.
The firearm charge is separate from Franco's ongoing trial in Puerto Plata, where he faces allegations of sexual abuse, exploitation of a minor, and human trafficking. Franco's attorney argues, listen, the weapon was legally owned, no crime was committed. The trial resumes today and is expected to continue for several months.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Be glad you're not on that jury, right? The 24-year-old remains on MLB's restricted list and has not played since August 2023.
Crazy, man.
And still getting in altercations.
I know, and still getting in altercations with a gun that isn't his in his vehicle. Talk about peeing away your MLB career.
The Dominican has this weird thing with the professional athletes and people who make it, though, right? Have you noticed that? Didn't Poppy get shot over there? Was it David Ortiz, Jack? Didn't he get shot in the Dominican? I think
at a nightclub.
Yeah. And I think there was a weird thing during that story. There's a weird culture with the Dominican people that when you go back there, even as a Dominican who's done well, there's this weird kind of, not jealousy, but there's this weird thing with the dudes over
You're
there.
not better than us.
Exactly. How dare you get ahead of us?
I think it's like one of those things, and they feel like they have to arm themselves to protect themselves against people from that country.
It's all the machismo stuff
Yeah,
to me.
maybe so.
It's all that machismo stuff. All right, a death row inmate who raped and murdered an Orlando woman in the 1990s is appealing his upcoming conviction. I am still waiting for a killer to go, nope, I'm good. I did it. It was horrible. I deserve this.
Right, yeah.
Thomas Gudinas is convicted of, quote, savagely raping and severely beating, end quote, Michelle McGrath back in 1994 near a downtown bar. He's scheduled to be executed on June 24th. However, his attorneys filed an appeal last week with the Florida Supreme Court saying he has a mental illness. Yeah, it's called being a killer. Now, if the execution is carried out, Gudinas would be the 7th inmate put to death by lethal injection this year.
This is the guy that followed the girl downtown, and she was found in like a stairwell or something.
I believe
in a parking
so.
garage or something. He beat her up and raped her and killed her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Just take it like a man.
Yeah, take it
like a man. All right, this vote happened at 2:00. I don't know what the results are yet, but the Orlando Police Department wants to buy some license plate readers. The OPD's request is on the agenda at today's City Commission meeting, which, like I said, took place at 2:00. The devices would be used at some parking garages and a downtown parking lot. There's no word on how many LPRs police want to buy, but they're asking the city for almost $150,000.
Damn, really? Now, do they just drive through parking garages and just scan those looking for people without standings?
Or maybe it's just at the entrance of a parking garage, and every car that comes in gets scanned.
Yeah, because is that why they don't like backing in? Like
I've heard that.
They strongly do not recommend you back into spaces in those places?
Yes, because that way your license plate is exposed and can be read. Because in Florida, it's only a rear plate. Jersey, New York, you actually have to have a front and rear license.
Yeah, I just found that out this year. It was
Same
amazing.
in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I was amazed when I moved down here. I'm like, what? You only need one license plate? That's crazy.
And a matter of fact, don't you remember they were trying to change that in Florida earlier because they were talking about how many car like hit and runs or stuff they cannot identify through all the camera activity that's out there already, but because of the times where they only have the front of the vehicle, they can't identify it. So they proposed a bill, or are trying to propose a bill, to get front and back tags, but I think they quickly nixed that.
They're too busy trying to get to a budget. Well, speaking of law enforcement, exactly.
It's their only job.
By July 1st. Speaking of law enforcement, this is pretty cool. A South Florida manufacturer of body armor is bringing jobs to a small North Florida town.
Love this.
Me too. Governor DeSantis was on hand in Crawfordville, y'all. That's in McCulloch County, just south of Tallahassee.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because in Crawfordville, there's the prison and there's Walmart.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. To announce a new factory will be bringing some 300 jobs.
That's awesome.
You're looking at over $60,000 for the average employee in salaries and benefits. That's something that is meaningful.
Again, because they have no industry up there, and for all of the guff and the abuse they take in the prison system, when they find out you can make the same money, if not more, working at the Walmart, it's really hard to keep guards and staff going at the prison up there.
There's a lot of those small.
I don't think this helps that problem because it's just another employment opportunity where you can make more than you're getting paid at the prison.
But that's like in a lot of those small towns in North Florida, in the Panhandle area. It's the prison, it's Walmart, it's the county. Those are the biggest employers, whether it be the school system, the county itself, whatever.
And Deb, who is the employer? The factory? Is it WeatherTech? Did you say?
It's not WeatherTech. This is a body armor company.
Oh, body armor.
Yeah, body armor specifically for law enforcement. The factory not only expected to bring in 300 jobs, but generate about 200 related jobs in the surrounding area. It's moving into a space in an industrial park that was built by the county using state grant money. All right, 4 astronauts from around the world are headed to the International Space Station this week, we hope. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket will carry the crew to the ISS for the Axiom Mission 4 on Wednesday. The launch was scheduled for Tuesday, but it was delayed due to high winds.
Now, are we on prepayment because of this thing going on?
I don't know.
Are we gonna have to swipe our Apple Card before we're able to send up a rocket now?
Cash only.
Cash only up front.
You don't want to know where the card reader is. Don't even ask about the chip. 3 of the astronauts are from India, Poland, and Hungary. It marks the first time in over 40 years those countries have had crew members on a government-sponsored space flight. Think of the last time you heard about a Polish astronaut, a Hungarian astronaut, or an Indian astronaut.
Interesting.
And all three are like not on the safe travel list, right?
That's
You mean they're not the travel restrictions that just went into place?
That's what they're going to space and not Oregon.
It's easier. Well, if you're decidedly more earthbound, Florida gas prices are holding relatively steady. AAA says the state average rose 10 cents last week, then dropped 3 cents over the weekend, landing at $3.07 per gallon, about a penny cheaper than a week ago, just in time for me to fill up.
I paid way too much for gas this weekend.
Oh, really?
$3.26.
Oh!
$3.26. And yeah, that Steven Tyler reacted the same exact way.
Damn. Did you stop at that one station at the corner of 441 and Donnelly that you should never go to?
I legit did not drive out to the airport and get gas. It was just like a racetrack or something. It was just $3.26.
I was going to say, because there's that one station there on the right,
I know
at 441. Okay, you don't want to. Okay.
Yeah.
Spokesman says prices in Florida have stayed within the same 30-cent range since September. All right, I checked this out last year after the holidays. Still could not believe how busy it is. So if you've ever wanted to check out St. Augustine's Night of Lights, well, St. Augustine wants to improve that popular holiday tradition. City officials are going to meet again tomorrow to discuss Nights of Lights. Complaints poured in following last year's event, which drew a lot of people, a lot of traffic. A lot of locals are like, this is...
They've got the best problem you could possibly have
really
as a city. They do have to work it out, though, because residents of that area do not care for it.
Well, no, I mean, so ideas include hiring officers to direct traffic, having a shuttle-only lane.
Yeah.
And designating some parking spots as residents only. The meeting will be at City Hall, and it will be the fifth and final one.
Yeah, I think they should do a shuttle service in there and really block the city off for, and they have the ability to do that. Not far outside of the city, there are areas where they could stage, and they do that. They have that trolley that goes around. They could really employ those trolleys to bring people in and out. It's pretty easy. They're really efficient at it when it comes to moving people around the city. It's really small, and there are a lot of people that go there, but it can be handled. But there are an ass load of people that go there during Christmas. It is bananas.
I remember when Angel of Boom from Monsters in the Morning said one year that they had tried to go, and like even at US 1 in Palm Bay, like the traffic was so backed up on 95, they were like, yep. Let's just turn around and go back home.
Yeah, we can see lights later.
Because we're not going to get anywhere near it. All right, it's been a record-breaking Burmese python season in Southwest Florida. The Conservancy of Southwest Florida has removed 6,300 pounds of the invasive snakes, marking a milestone for its python program. Biologists target adult female pythons to stop reproduction. Since 2013, the team has stopped 20,000 python eggs from hatching. Meanwhile, registration for the 2025 Florida Python Challenge, a 10-day event to remove invasive Burmese pythons, is open. This year's hunt runs from July 11th to July 20th.
Oh, yeah.
In other animal notes, Florida wildlife officials are warning folks do not approach wild monkeys. This after a Lake County family spotted a monkey on their farm.
I saw this video. It's crazy.
They had apparently never seen one on their property before. Officials say wild monkeys are not native to Florida, and they can pose risks to local wildlife and agriculture. So anyone who spots one should keep a safe distance and just call FWC.
Yeah.
Don't even deal with them.
And they were up in Astor, and Astor is not very far from Silver Spring, so that's, they can move down that jungle line pretty quickly and get down there. It's just weird to see one that far away from where the main pack is, which is over the Silver River.
Exactly, because that was where I had seen the monkeys.
Yeah, I saw them as well there,
And we talked about the fact that, if you have food or sunglasses or anything those monkeys want, they'll jump in your canoe, your kayak, your boat, and they'll take it.
Yeah, they're not even cool about it.
It's called paying the tax man. All right, this is good news. People are expected to record spending for Father's Day. How much money total do you think people are expected to spend this Sunday for dear old dad?
Total in the U.S.?
Yep, total in the U.S.
$3.5 billion.
Are you going to have hope, or are you going to be a pessimist?
I'll be a pessimist because you say it's good news. I don't want record spending because ultimately it's going to cost me. So I'd rather
he makes a fine point there.
I'd rather than be reasonable. It just means the kids will be asking me for a loan sooner. Let's go.
Daddy, can I have $50 to buy you something for Father's Day?
They shouldn't be saying that anymore. Once you're over the age of 18, those words are not allowed anymore.
Oh, I wish it was.
Yeah, no, they're not allowed anymore.
Your lips.
Yeah.
Let's go under. I'll take the under.
How about $24 billion, gentlemen?
Lord.
Yes, this Father's Day.
Who's getting that?
That would be a record amount, according to the National Retail Federation, up more than 7% from last year.
Damn.
What an expensive tie.
Yeah.
3 out of every 4 people surveyed said they plan to celebrate the event in some way, which, by the way, is this Sunday, June
That's right.
15th. Average spending is expected to come in at just under $200 per person on dear old dad.
God, again, I'm with Jack. From your mouth to God's ears. I'll take that $200 right now in cash.
What would you want for Father's Day?
You know, I just like going out and having a good, like a nice long brunch where we just kind of sit and sip whatever and eat whatever and just chill. That's my favorite thing. And maybe
No
go back to the house and hang
Provies
out.
or something?
I mean, if you want to get me a little something, I'm not going to get crazy
Oh, don't
about
look at me. You're not my daddy.
No, but what I'm saying is if my kids wanted to buy something, I'm not going to stop them, but it's not real needed. What's going on?
We do have news that Sly Stone of Sly and the Family Stone has died.
Oh, wow.
82 years old, recently passed away after a battle with COPD.
Oh, wow.
And I have to be honest with you, when I first saw it come across my watch, I thought it was Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. I mean, not saying that Sly hasn't had his own impact in the world of entertainment.
Right.
God bless you, Sly.
Not
but
the same.
when I started that sentence, I thought it was Sylvester.
Poor Jack.
And let's face it, he's due as well.
Oh, Jimmy. All right, and then finally, Kris Jenner. Have you guys seen any recent photos of Kris Jenner?
I've made I have to tell you, this is a true story.
I don't blame you.
I have made a personal bet to myself. I've taken a personal, what's the word I would look there? What's the word I'm looking for
Challenge?
here? Yeah,
A personal
to
challenge?
not consume anything Kardashian or Kendall or anything from that family at all ever in my life.
Quick, look down at our YouTube
I'm
feed.
not doing
Now,
it.
it's funny. I've made the same bet with myself, except with the world according to Jim, the Jim Belushi show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for those who do not or are aware, Kris Jenner is making the most of her new business venture. If you are watching us on our YouTube feed, Jack has put up a photo. The famous momager, that's right, that's her title, momager, recently went viral for her youthful new look. And now she's turning that into profits.
69 years old.
And you would never know it looking at those photos. So Jenner underwent a facelift that broke the internet for how youthful it made her look.
I know what part of her body will tell that story, though.
The rest of it.
Actually, tell you the truth, it's usually the neck, but her neck looks fantastic.
Well, that's got to be a filter. I don't know. But
in that photograph that Jack has up right now, she looks 40.
yeah, if that. But the neck, like you said, Jack, it was the last area of plastic surgery that they could never fix. Well, now she's selling facelift merch in the form of T-shirts and hats that read, quote, "I'll have what Kris Jenner is having," end quote.
Oh, God.
The T-shirt retails for $40.
I bet.
And the hat for $35.
That's oddly reasonable.
Both of which are, I was thinking as well, I was like, wow, for one of the Jenners. Both of which are ringing up sales at her son Rob Kardashian's company, Arthur George.
God bless him. God bless him. That's what America is right there.
If you need $75 to come out of your pocket, I do
Jim,
have a place where you can send.
You always give credit to people who outthink the problem. And
that's exactly, I just said, God bless her.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, she's making money off herself. And I mean, you know, they don't have enough.
Right. They don't need it.
They need a few dollars more, much like Clint Eastwood. and they're getting it with that 40-year-old, 90-year-old.
Well, that concludes your JCS News.
All right, 77031. That's how you text us. Hop on board and do that. You can also leave us a talk back if you'd like. That's easy. Grab that iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, and leave us a little message, and we'll put you on the air, and you can be a radio superstar. All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay right there.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. Hey, Central Florida, and happy Monday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And today's going to be a sweltering day. Hot temperatures with highs in the mid-90s, with a high expected today in Orlando of 95 degrees, but feeling closer to the low 100s once we do factor in our humidity. We'll see rain chances only at a 30% for today, but we pick back up as we head throughout the rest of this week, with highs not budging from the low and mid-90s through Friday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Are you tired of your glasses or contact lenses? Maybe it's time for a change. For a limited time, the Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK exams and $500 off each eye. That's right, clear vision and up to $1,000 in savings, just in time for sunshine, road trips, and poolside selfies. Call now, 800-EYE-EXAM. That's 800-EYE-EXAM. Or visit them online at filatowskieye.com. Take that first step toward clear, confident vision before this offer ends. Call 800-EYE-EXAM. The Filatowski Eye Institute. Trusted, local, life-changing.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part, we give you a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G when you switch to the 5G Unlimited or 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
Tell me something good. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Good afternoon, Colbert crew. Yeah, I've got the secret to avoiding wrinkles as you age. Just stay fat. Works for me. Although, since I've been on Manjaro for the last year and lost over 100 pounds,
wow,
I'm starting to realize that things that used to not wrinkle now.
Yeah.
It's a little disheartening, but I guess it's better for my health. But anyway, guys, have a good one.
Thanks, buddy.
They call it Ozempic skin.
Left hand Jeff. Every time I hear you talking about money, I gotta smile. I feel the same way. If I don't need it, why spend money on it? Make me laugh, my friend.
Make me laugh, my friend, he says.
His brother called.
I was yesterday old when I learned that Jimmy's old Palaca has its own Fairville megastore.
What?
Guess they're getting sweet up in it up there, huh? Ooh, cousins, get on it.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
You can't say that with that voice, dude. It's way too convincing that you're maybe part of it. I'm going to give you a heads up. Yeah, P-Town has had its own sex shop for quite a while. It's called Adam and Eve.
Oh, that's the one you always see on the side of I-95.
Oh, yeah. Only the best of the best.
That and Dare to Wear.
Yeah. And look, man, listen, small towns like to get down too. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's a number of things you're going to find in small towns. You know,
yeah, like your neighbor that isn't going to recognize you in church on Sunday.
Right. You're going to find a huddle house or two, right? And then you're going to find this house. Or 5, who knows? All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate that. I'm Jim, and Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is as well.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jack, for that glowing endorsement.
Yeah. I'll endorse me being here. Yeah.
What? Okay, I can't wait to talk about the Sliman thing. I cannot wait to talk to these guys. I love this kind of thing, by the way.
But you got to wait till 5:20.
I know, but I'm really excited about it because these kids are building these electric EV cars. They look fun, man.
They look almost like a soapbox.
Yeah, that's exactly what they look like.
They're EV, and it's high schools throughout the state are competing, and they run them tomorrow on the track at Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah. Did you guys see that Xbox is releasing its own handheld unit?
As a matter of fact, I did. I was watching this yesterday on Xbox Live.
Yeah. So the Switch, to compete with the Switch?
That's wild, though. It's so weird. I read that they'd been trying to develop this for years, like maybe up to at least a decade ago. They talked about having a handheld Xbox. And it is kind of weird that they allowed the Switch 2 to drop, suck up all the air in the room when it came to this kind of technology, and then oh, by the way,
we have one too.
We did this too. No big release, no nothing. I wonder why.
Well, when you are in that certain ecosphere, or that if you were an Xbox user, Jimmy, like you are, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So no, but when you subscribe to Game Pass, now you are already in their world, and so what they've done is they've been able to bridge PC gaming with Game Pass, and so it's interchangeable. Like you can play on your console, but your information then you can now play on your PC as well with the same game. And so what they've done now is added that bridge between the two, so you can play, if you're a Game Pass member, you can play the games on your game, on console at home, on your PC, and now in a portable fashion. But so it's using their Game Pass to kind of link it all too. So you are seamlessly playing on 3 different platforms.
Okay, you are seamlessly playing.
yeah.
Jimmy's only played once.
So tell me this. Why, fair. Tell me this. Why isn't this bigger news? Because for me, this is just as somebody who's new to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Switch seems like a kid's thing. Like the Switch, I know that game, like the games look like children's games. The Xbox, I mean, theoretically, you can take Red Dead with you. You can take all these really, really cool, with the graphics being insane. They say this is in conjunction with Asus, the computer maker. So they expect you to have the full-blown experience of playing Xbox with, of course, that little screen. I mean, that's the drawback there. But, I mean, the controller looks exactly the same. Yeah. I mean, why... I don't understand why Xbox didn't step out a little bit harder than this, because it seems like to me, if I was like my age, your age, or maybe in my mid-20s, I love gaming.
Like me.
The Switch wouldn't even be in play because it's kind of like a kid's thing. Whereas this looks like a young, like an older gamer's kind of thing, or more maybe mature gamer.
Yeah, it's about any hardware needs the killer app, right?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it needs the reason to have it. And I don't know if it's there yet with the Switch 2, except for maybe Mario Kart. Because for me, it was Zelda on the first one. But for Xbox and Microsoft, it's their complete library. And they've been buying up studios like Bethesda.
Right.
And Activision and stuff. So yesterday, I think it was 1 o'clock live. I watched it a little later on in the day, where they were just rolling out all the new games coming out later this year and next year. And, and for most of them, what their billing is, day one, it's also available on Game Pass. So if you are paying this $20 a month, you'll be able to play the latest games immediately the day they come out. You're not spending that $70, $80 on a game.
Got it.
Instead, you're paying for the service to give you access to over 100 titles.
And that's exactly what it says. I mean, there's going to be 2 models of this. One's called the ROG Xbox Ally, and the other one's the ROG Xbox Ally X. And it says you can take everything. Now, our buddy Mikey Mayhem just texted in and said he can play Fortnite on his Nintendo Switch and then log in with the Xbox Cloud and use my same account. So is he saying that he can use the Nintendo Switch to play Xbox games just by changing the account?
No. Well, I know what he can do with, and that's the thing with Fortnite. Fortnite was cross-platform.
Right.
So they made it so any device, pretty much any device that could get on the internet could play. So, and you could, like, if you were on a Switch and I was on Xbox, we could compete in the same field.
Yeah. And it says here the games that that are highly anticipated are Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, Ninja Gaiden 4, Outer Worlds, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 when that comes out. Now, the one thing that they haven't mentioned with this is how much it costs. And we know that one of the things with the Switch was, like, everybody thought it was damn expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as much as a home unit, really.
Yeah.
And so that's the only thing with this Xbox is they really haven't mentioned the price, which you can imagine is going to be probably up there in that anywhere from $350 to $500 range.
Well, what I've learned at shopping some of the high-end stores is that if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
That's right.
I'm officially on a break from gaming.
No.
Are you?
I am.
I'm taking my glasses off for this. What's going on?
What's happening?
Did you just finally realize it's a waste of your time in your life?
Oh, stop sounding like a dad.
Absolutely not.
That's his happy place.
That didn't hit you in the face that you're sitting there, and after about 4 hours you go, you know what? I probably could have done something instructive here.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
I don't either, by the way, when I play poker.
Right.
When I play poker online, I don't think about that 4 hours just blew by.
Or golf.
I don't care about that either.
That's still at the end your time. But I'm a little
Yeah.
I'm a little verklempt here, Jack. What's going on?
Baldur's Gate 3, last year's game of the year. It was a Christmas gift from my daughter. She came over, though, on Thanksgiving, downloaded, and I've played it pretty much since. So I am 6 months in, and at 190 hours and 43 minutes, defeated the Netherbrain last night.
Okay, this is what you called it. Is it the Netherbrain?
Yeah,
That's the bad guy, the Netherbrain?
Yeah, which spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That's the bad guy.
Yeah, right.
And,
Do you feel accomplished, Jack, because you killed Netherbrain? I mean, did you walk out of there, did you pump your chest a couple times?
Oh, it was so great. I really enjoyed this game. Oh, it was so much fun. The turn-based action. It's like this is my first experience with that whole D&D world.
Oh, yeah.
Like the 20-sided die, but this is a video game form of that.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it plays like a video game, but turn-based game means it's my turn to go. I can go, but it's not real time where I got to hit you fast because you're punching me at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I go and then something else happens and then something else happens.
Got it.
When you are in battle like that, which I really enjoyed it.
I'll consider this game platform when they get Pong, but until then, I'm not 100.
Your TV guide's here.
190 hours.
190 hours, Jack.
Yeah, I noticed. He blew right past that.
It averages
by
out
24. That's almost, 6 days, 7 days?
It's about an hour a day.
Is it really?
Since when I got it, it averages out because it's half a year, 180 days, right? And a little more, a couple weeks. It's about an hour a day average, but I didn't play a lot on weekdays.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
That just means our weekends were pretty full.
It's every time it's so funny because I'm such a hypocrite. Every time I rag on the boys for doing all that time, I just go and I look at my phone like, you spent 4.5 hours every day on this phone. You dip ass.
Looking through Instagram reels.
Looking at dodo videos.
Yeah, exactly.
That do nothing for your life, big dog.
There's no virtual berry picking.
All right,
so I'm on a break from gaming until I find my next game. That might be tonight.
Really?
We'll see.
You get the lines in the water on what's next?
Nah, I've got a couple, but I'm going to at least take a week.
All right, very nice. Jack's going to take a week off. All right, very good. 77031. That's how you leave us a text. Leave us a talk back, too, guys. That's easy. Grab that iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, and send it on down the line. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Make Real Radio 104.1 #1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The roadways are getting busy, and so are emergency crews, clearing up a couple accidents around the area on I-4 eastbound before Osceola Parkway. Road rangers are off to the shoulder there. Traffic slowing down on Florida's Turnpike southbound due to an accident near Hancock Road. There's an accident blocking all lanes where State Road 33 meets Pine Island Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
You know that feeling you get when a home improvement project finally finishes and you fall in love with your home all over again? Get that feeling with new doors and windows from Renewal by Andersen. One reason, they're customizable. You get to choose the windows and doors you want, not the windows and doors they have in stock. And each product is custom built to fit your home's exact specifications. Here's what Kathy had to say. Our windows look awesome. They did a great job on the installation. Highly recommend Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen's 30th anniversary sale is going on now. Buy one, get one, 30% off windows or patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, Orlando. Orlando. Joe Rossi here from Greenway Kia. Whether you're after a sporty sedan or spacious SUV, we've got your perfect Kia in stock and tariff-free. Drive home a brand new 2025 Kia Sportage for just $299 per month for 36 months with zero due at signing. That's zero down, $299 per month for a Kia Sportage. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 6/15/25.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are conquering the unconquerable. Our experts are leading the way with innovative regenerative medicines and biotherapeutics that can repair diseased, injured, or defective tissues and organs to help treat people with chronic medical conditions. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Think you're not the suing type? But you weren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't choose this accident, the bills, or the damage. Don't cover for someone else's mistake. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Looking to upgrade your yard? Fence Outlet specializes in stunning new fence installations at competitive prices. Don't just fence in your yard, transform it. Quality fences that add style, privacy, and an upgrade to every home. Go to fenceoutlet.com to book your free estimate. License number C10252 and C10803.
You know what's faster than your paycheck? Literally everything. It's time to get your pay up to speed. With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors available in select states. Expedited transfer is available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit Earnin.com for full details.
Tight on cash? Say less. McDonald's under $4 McValue menu comes through. Indulging your sweet tooth or craving something savory? Tired of the same old, same old? Pick from your favorites like a creamy vanilla cone for $1.50 or a small frappe like rich caramel or chocolatey mocha for just $3.50. Quick snack breaks to late night cravings and everything in between. Mickey D's comes through. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
It doesn't matter where in the world you are, when you eat McDonald's fries, you're home. Day or night, rain, shine, good day or bad, there's something about golden, crispy, medium fries that feels like everything is going to be okay. And now I can get them for free when I spend $1 on any order in the McDonald's app. A deal so good, might as well pair with a classic quarter pounder with cheese or the iconic Big Mac. Get a little taste of home with Mickey D's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 7/31/25 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a week. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now. ReeseWindows.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
What up, guys? Sport from Duval.
Duval.
Jimmy, why you always talking about my city, man? We can land a plane up here in Jacksonville. We got an international airport / tire care center up here. We are doing just fine, man. I know that plane landed at Cecil Field, and
Navy
there was probably goats on the runway, but they got them goats off, Jimmy, and they landed that plane, and everybody was safe.
Yeah.
You're from Black Guy from Jacksonville. We got to stick together, man.
That's the fun stuff.
All my ads are guns and boots, too, dude.
Yeah. That's the funny part. Somebody from Black picking on anybody, for that record. That's the fun part. Jacksonville was like the booming metropolis when I was growing up. You only went up there when you absolutely had to.
That's
People were
right,
terrified to drive into Jacksonville when I was a kid.
You lived in their shadow.
Oh, yeah, right in the shadow, yeah.
That explains your attitude.
Oh, yeah, going to Jacksonville was like a big deal as a kid. You went up there to see big shows because, of course, nobody's stopping in Putnam County, so you'd have to drive up to Jacksonville to see all the big rock shows and stuff. So, people from around there have a little, we just like to throw barbs because we're not Jacksonville. It sucks, I mean, they had all the cool stuff, and we had, a huddle house. That's just how it happens. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
He is.
I have a question. I want to make sure I get this right.
No.
I wanted to make sure. How do I phrase this so it's so you can understand it? God, how do I okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to ask this question real quick, and really, I'm asking the audience. I'm not asking you guys. We can do this via text or callbacks or whatever. But I did want to know. Okay, so you guys are familiar that Barry Diller, I believe he's the big Hollywood exec.
Yes.
Yeah, Barry Diller.
Yes.
Just came out.
Oh, okay.
Right, he was like 80, 81 years old or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. I mean, he just came out after. I don't know that anybody knew that Barry Diller was gay until he mentioned it. Or was it?
Yeah. Is he married to Diane Fine? No, who is it?
Oh, von Furstenberg?
That's it. Diane von Furstenberg.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know if they're married or if they're a couple, but I think he's bi, and reveals that in his book that just came out.
Yeah, he was. He helped find the Fox Broadcasting Company with Rupert Murdoch. He's 83 years old with a net worth of $4.6 billion. And if you know anything about the entertainment business or American business, Barry Diller has been one of those players for quite a while. He came out as gay after being married all those years.
Yeah, he married Diane von Furstenberg in 2001.
Right. And I guess, so here's my question.
I believe they're still together, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they really with him coming out and everything?
Yeah, I think it was.
I believe so.
The lifestyle that
Oh, they just she knew.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, maybe he's not the best example of what I'm talking about then, because I thought I didn't know that they were still together, but it doesn't really matter actually. And I guess what I wanted to say is this, and maybe the word shocking isn't the word I want to use, just kind of surprising maybe. Is it as surprising when somebody, and the reason I bring this up is this, there is a rumor now that Billie Eilish is dating some guy, and I forget his name, but they've been seeing out a couple times.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
Right, you saw that on Twitter, right? Well, didn't she say just recently that she was gay or bi?
I don't pay attention.
But I got kids, and we talk about this stuff sometimes, and I think she did. I think she was one of those performers. I know Chappelle Roan said it, and I know that JoJo Sliwa said it. I mean, she's kind of, that is out there, right? But my thing is this, so if in the gay community, if someone has been identified themselves as gay for many, many years, and then they decide that they're not gay, they go, you know what? I was wrong. I'm not gay. I am now straight, and I'm going to be with the opposite sex or whatever. Does the gay community react to that information the way the straight community reacts to finding out that somebody that they've known for years is gay? Is it the same? And I'll tell you, there's another example for young rocker types, like from my day. When I found out that Rob Halford from Judas Priest, the lead singer, was gay, it was a bit shocking because he'd never told anybody that and lived his life as the lead singer of a big, metal band, the whole 9 yards.
Well, he wore leather from head to toe until you realize that's actually not uncommon.
It was his dance.
But when you're a rocker fan, you're like, there's no way Rob Halford.
No. There is a specific video that lets you know Rob Halford's gay, and it's way back in the 80s. He does this dance move and then slings his head around. I'm like, gay! It just looks like, he's just obviously kind of in that world, right? But I didn't know if that's the case. Like, if somebody has been gay their entire life, and then let's say just out of nowhere, just like, hey, look, I just, after some soul searching or doing whatever, I realized maybe I am attracted to the opposite sex. Is it the same in the gay community as it is in the straight community when somebody, like, if I came out tomorrow and I said, hey, I'm gay, some people would be surprised and shocked by that.
And some would say, I knew it.
And some would say, I knew it the whole time.
I knew it. He was just a bear. He was just a bear looking for a twink.
Some of those people work here, by the way.
But with that said, does it happen the other way around? If somebody leaves the gay community by like kind of not leave the community, but like says, I am straight now, is it the same either way? Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
I do. I just don't know anybody that could have a frame of reference. And in the case of Billie Eilish, I don't know if she came out and said that she was bi. Same like with Barry Diller. I don't know if he has said that he is bi or if he is gay, but he's a 50-plus year relationship with his wife. They'll figure it out.
Right, yeah, and they will. And really, and to be honest with you, I just find it's just interesting to me. Like if Brendan O'Connor, our buddy Brendan O'Connor, right? Mm-hmm. If a week from now, he went out on social media and said, you know what? I am not gay. I am straight, and I am in a relationship with this person now. Would the gay community react adversely to that, or would they not?
I think his gay boyfriend Scotty would react adversely
and
to
if that were to happen, I get your gowns, your wigs, and your makeup. The heels won't fit.
But I mean, do you think that happens? I mean, do you? I know we don't. I don't know that community all that well. I know a bunch of people in that community, but I don't know the inner workings of how that's kind of looked at. Do you?
Inside the community, no. I think to the public at large, it's less shocking because that's mainstream. It's like, oh, well, it's not like you're part of a subgroup. You were part of the main group, so it's less interesting to think that, you're one of us.
No, so you think that would be the reaction from the gay community if Ellen tomorrow said,
I can't speak for the gay community.
Yeah.
And again,
I'm just asking your opinion.
The reaction as a whole. I think it's less newsworthy.
And the role of that person in the gay community.
Yeah.
So if you're a Harvey Milk, right, and you're fighting for the rights back in San Francisco back in the day, and you're that face of the community and you're fighting for rights, I would say that depending on that role, it would seem maybe as that you slap in the face, turned your back on the community because you fought so hard, you were the face of it, and then now you're just creating confusion. But for JoJo and all of these other young people, they're just trying to find their way.
I was going to say, they're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, just trying to figure it out like everybody. They're just trying to figure it out.
How about somebody like Ellen? Ellen spent her entire career, built her entire career kind of around the identity of being, super powerful lesbian.
Actually,
not really.
It torpedoed her career.
Yeah.
Do you think that did?
For a while.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you think the lesbian thing torpedoed Ellen's career and not her being a raging ass on sets?
Okay. Where you are now, yes. Let's go back to when she made the announcement.
That she was gay with Laura Dern.
Laura Dern on the show.
Okay.
1 year they canceled the show. She couldn't get work after that.
Nope.
Matter of fact, Laura Dern was blackballed for a while because she was on the episode.
I do not remember this. I don't remember it being that big of a blowback like that.
I was just watching. I was trying to find something for What'd You Do That's New, so I was watching TV's Biggest Moments, and this was one of them.
I'll be damned. I do not remember that at all.
Really?
No, I don't.
When they were at the airport and she leaned in, not recognizing it was a hot mic, and she said, I'm gay.
Hit the PA button and said,
no, I do not remember that.
That was the reveal on the show.
I'll be damned.
But because of that, and then it went one more season, but I think she talks about being depressed after that. But, network TV didn't want to have anything to do with her.
What year was that?
Late 90s, 97-ish, I think.
Yeah, but that show ran through the 2000s, though, did it not?
No.
Ellen did.
Not her.
We're talking the sitcom.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that's
not
the
her talk
separation there.
show.
My apologies.
When she announced,
got it. I gotcha.
She came out on the air. It was her sitcom.
There, yeah, I understand now.
And then it was the end of the sitcom.
Got it.
Keep in mind, Anne Heche, who was quote unquote, I believe was thought to be straight before she then got with Ellen DeGeneres. They were together for years, and then when they broke up, Anne Heche went on to marry a man and have a son.
Yeah.
So it does happen, but I don't think it's as newsworthy.
Yeah, that's really the question I was asking, is if when that does happen in the gay community, is it the same as in the straight community when that happens, equally? I didn't know. And I still don't, but I was just kind of wondering out loud, I guess.
I don't really know.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Our buddy Stefan stepping in for Brandon. We'll do sports next.
Text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes we might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The right lane's blocked on I-4 westbound near Lake Mary Boulevard. There's a crash getting cleared up off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound before Osceola Parkway. Keep an eye out for road rangers off to the shoulder, clearing up an accident on State Road 408 westbound before I-4. The left lane's blocked on Florida's Turnpike southbound at Hancock Road. Expect some delays there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
Bobby Bones here with some easy trivia. What does the Staples easy button say? That was easy. Boom. I mean, that was easy. You knew that, right? And now you know to press it for prints, shipping, and even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. I see you, Staples. That was easy.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Nickley Group. These guys are awesome. This is an elite team of realtors here in Central Florida that are here to do one thing and one thing only. Either find you that dream home or sell the home you're in for max dollars. And they are good at both. Actually, I'll tell you, they're great at both. 4,500 plus homes sold here in Central Florida. 4,000 five-star reviews. That is tough to do, but you got to be really good, and they are extremely good. Real estate market trends are an extremely local thing. In the paper yesterday, a giant story about how prices for homes in Central Florida are still surging, demanding the highest dollar, different than any other market in America. That's why you need this team like the Nickley Group to make sure you maximize that biggest asset you have, that is your home. And if you're looking to sell and you want to do that, got to get with the Nickley Group. On average, they get 6% more than their competitors, and they sell those homes twice as fast. And if you're a buyer, guys, nobody knows this market better than the Nickley Group. They don't have one person working on your account. It's like a team of people making sure that every single thing is not turned over to make sure you get exactly what you want. And when you throw in their VIP program, guys, it gets real crazy. Free appraisals, free home warranties. They even have an early access program that gets you into homes before they even get listed. And they even have a guaranteed cash offer. Go right to their website, no showings or open houses. That deal can close in just 14 days. It's thenickley.com. That's NICKLEY group.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
When dealerships compete for your trade, you win at Greenway Kia. Trade in your car with us and over 40 Greenway dealerships will compete for it, which means you get top dollar for your trade-in. We're talking up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. Wondering what your trade is worth? Get your fast free appraisal online now at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia on East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North in Longwood.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and it'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. and live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Life is busy. Luckily, Racetrack's here to keep you on track every day.
Running around and the time makes you nervous. Are you still a mom or just a taxi service?
With ice-cold drinks, hot pizza, freshly ground coffee, and even Swirl World frozen yogurt for the kids.
The schedule is packed with things that they have to do. But with so much to choose from, you'll find something for you.
Racetrack is here to keep you going.
Racetrack's gonna get you through.
Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
Fence Outlet customer Jean said,
Fence Outlet made the process easy. The team was very detailed. My fence was done right by getting all the needed permitting and finding my property pins. I've had so many compliments on my new fence.
Go to fenceoutlet.com to book your free estimate. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
The accident wasn't your fault. The medical bills shouldn't be your responsibility. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. After an accident, you don't want to get stuck with a pile of medical bills. I will fight to get those bills paid. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Visit reesewindows.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Colbert crew. Got home last night starving, threw in a family size lasagna. It isn't family size. I ate the first half, was going to save the second half. Never happened. Ate them both.
What?
An entire Stouffer's, dude? You put down an entire Stouffer's family lasagna?
Someone's going to be blocked up for a while.
Mad
How much
respect.
sodium was that?
Mad
Enough for
respect.
the week?
God almighty. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We appreciate it. If you like the show, share it. Tell somebody about it. Tune in. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Every single Monday around 4:20, we would invite this gentleman by. Usually it's Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game. He's on vacation. You guys give it up good and loud for Stefan.
Yay! Woohoo!
So I've been told that I have to start with this voice whenever I come over here.
Did my wife say that to you?
So-
Because
I just decided I would start our sports segment
All
just
right.
like this.
I love
Let's check the texting service.
All right.
See as soon
What's
as the
happening,
ladies
folks?
start weighing in.
How y'all doing today?
77031 girls.
My man, what's going on? I've never heard that voice.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Shuttered my
There's a lot of
jeans a
stuff
bit
going
there.
on.
Shuttered my jeans.
That's full
Listen,
battery white.
Don't tell everybody. Don't tell everybody.
So what's going on, man? You all right?
I'm having a great time, man. I'm moving from Lake Mary to downtown Orlando.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm getting the full fledged of all. I got the place that the 25-year-old in me always wanted the apartment that I'm moving into right now. So I'm
Really?
excited about
So
it. Yeah.
you're a downtown dweller.
I'm
So
a
down you will
downtown
come
dweller.
down and walk to where you need to go now.
That's it. I will
Really?
never touch my car again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm curious, how does the current you deal with the place that the 25-year-old really wanted?
Oh, we go back to being 25.
Oh,
Hey,
okay. All right,
hey,
that's good.
hey,
It's working.
hey,
It's
I like
working.
it.
Absolutely.
This man's going to be throwing that voice around downtown. if you feel me. You better not come within 20 yards of that voice downtown, dog.
Listen. It's gonna be great.
Listen. Listen's ass. You listen. All right, Stefan stepping in for Brandon Kravitz. He hosts the show while Brandon's on vacation, sits in and hangs out with us and stuff. And, man, I got to tell you, it's so funny, going into this NBA Finals, Brandon and I were talking about this whole thing and saying, like, the TV numbers are going to be down, but this is turning out already to be a pretty darn good series. And it's funny, I heard some talk about Halliburton, right? They're like, this guy's a closer. He's a closer. All these last-minute shots to win these games. Everybody's like coming at SGA saying, he's not there yet, not there yet. It's almost like SGA heard that because last night my man came alive.
He came in and he put on an MVP clinic exactly like he should have. And, Indiana's they've got some things they got to figure out now, right? They stole game one, which was great, and we were all excited about it. And we were like, wow, this series is going to be fantastic. We're all ready to go. But then they showed up in game two exactly like they showed up in game one, and Oklahoma City didn't. Oklahoma City said, you know what, we were embarrassed, that's never going to happen again, and they put the gas down on top of Indiana. And one of the things I was saying on the show earlier today is we do need to see more out of Tyrese Halliburton. We do need to see him come in and be exactly what this team needs. Indiana did what they did in game one. They distributed the ball well. Everybody had the same number of points. The 5 starters had double digits, but we did not see Tyrese Halliburton elevate his team to a place where they could take over this game. They got down in the second quarter, and they never saw the light of day again.
And dude, they when he made that magic shot last night, that's the first time they'd led the entire game. Is when you can't look, those moments are great. Like, as sports fans, we all understand nobody likes those moments more than real sports fans. But we also know how fleeting those moments are, right? You can't live on that. You can't live on dudes making fallaways from 35 feet to win games in the NBA playoffs or the finals. It's going to catch up with you. And of course, Oklahoma's no game. I mean, these guys are fast. This team is good.
And it was the defense that locked down on them. They played smothering defense all night long, and Indiana didn't know how to get out from under it, right? And so on top of that, you've got an opportunity. So you go back to Indiana on Wednesday, right? And you've got a chance to see, does this team get carried up and pushed up by their hometown crowd where they can take one more game, right? We may be able to push this to a 6-game series, but I really believe that this is going to be on Indiana. Oklahoma City's going to keep showing up, and they might have a fluke game where they're off, but they already had that.
Right, yeah.
That was game one. And so they're going to keep showing up. Indiana's going to have to rise to the occasion, and they're going to have to prove to all of us that this is the NBA Finals that we really want to watch.
Where was the money on this game, dude? Where was, the
money was on Oklahoma City.
Yeah, in 5?
It was a 10-point spread.
Oh, yeah.
And it could have been 15 or 20, to be honest with you. Yeah. And so the money was on Oklahoma City, and I believe the money's going to stay on Oklahoma City no matter what, to be honest with you.
Right.
Because this is what people thought the entire finals was going to look like. Coming into this series, people thought Oklahoma City's going to blow Indiana out the water. They've been beating everybody up all season long. They've only lost to one team in the Eastern Conference the entire season. And then even when Indiana won, like you said, they only led for 0.3 seconds of the game.
That's it.
Even in this game, throughout the entire course of these first 2 games, Indiana has only led or been tied for 2 minutes.
That's it.
That's it. They've only led for 2 minutes of the game.
That does not bode well for them.
It does not.
It does not, because they're going to get gassed. Because, like you're saying, if they're getting shut down on D, it's just going to make you so tired.
Right.
And even the games where Tyrese kind of has those miracle shots, when you look at his total line, it's like 16, 8, and 10, or 16, 8, and 8 or something. It's not like he's blowing people away or scoring 35, going 35, 8, and 2 or 4 or whatever. He's just, these are mediocre numbers with one miracle shot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And so we'll see come Wednesday. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how they do. I'm calling for not necessarily this next game, but I believe Indiana is going to win one of their home games. Then they'll come back to Oklahoma City, and we might play the home game winner, and it might be whoever ends up winning the last game. We'll see. But I'm still kind of excited about it because the boys are playing good basketball. We've seen the transition of the guard. We understand what's happening in the NBA. And as long as Adam Silver can get his stuff together, we'll be all good.
Tell me about that trophy thing. I didn't really hear anything about that.
Oh, man. So everybody's bent out of shape because the NBA Finals don't look like the NBA Finals, right? So traditionally, and when I say traditionally, it only happened for 10, maybe 15 years, but About 2 or 3 years ago, you would have seen the Larry O'Brien Trophy, big sticker in the middle of the court where you could tell this is the NBA Finals, right? On the sides of the court, you would see the little cursive script that says NBA Finals with the star over the dotted eye.
Even in the top of the backboard or the backboards from that shot down there would say NBA Finals.
You could see NBA Finals everywhere. And what people are saying is they're saying this doesn't look like your Super Bowl. This looks like just another Sunday afternoon basketball game, and we can't tell the difference. And we want to be able to tell the difference not only on the court, but in the production value. We're not seeing the same glitz and glamour and sparkles and graphics flying in from here and there and all kinds of virtual everything that we would normally see.
Is it because of these two teams?
I think it's because I think there's a part of that, and I think there is an aspect of these two teams. I think it's because ESPN doesn't want to spend the money and they don't care. They've got the rights. What are you going to do about it, right?
Who cares what Tulsa thinks?
Exactly. Because I made the point. I was like, when we saw the finals in Miami, they were on rooftops, they were at building, they were downtown.
Yeah, man.
They were on South Beach, they were doing this, they were doing that. And I said, if this game was in Chicago, if it was in New York, if it was in L.A., if it was in Miami, it would look different. But because it's in Indianapolis and it's in Oklahoma City, I feel like there's an aspect of that that's keeping us from getting the production
That is
value
so interesting. I would have never guessed that in a million years. I would think they'd roll out that package for any two teams that made it because
That's what you would expect.
Because of the magnitude of that.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I would agree, but because part of the story of the NBA is what's not happening. It's not the Lakers. It's not Denver. It's not the teams you kind of expect in Boston.
Right.
It's not the Cleveland. Like all those teams were expected to be there. I would think that they would kind of revel in the fact that that there's not enough parity where you have teams that can come up and kind of win like that.
You'd want to counter to the fact that you have mid-market teams
100%
by having the glitz
The
and
extra
stuff
glitz and
to
glamour,
make it feel special.
Yeah.
Instead, they're downplaying it, and it just feels like it's a game.
It's a game.
NBA's on.
Just another series, huh?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, you said something about college football, too, and I remember reading a blurb about this past weekend, but I didn't get the full gamut of the story. What's going on?
So basically what's happened is we've gotten a settlement. The House of Representatives was suing the NCAA, and they were suing the NCAA for like $16 trillion billion. Who knows? I think it's somewhere around $2.8 billion. But the crux of the lawsuit was on the basis that college sports, NCAA, was limiting the amount of money that a college player could make on the NIL deals. And that needed to be opened up, right? And so what they did is they had this settlement, $2.8 billion settlement, that says that now the college players can get paid directly from the colleges as opposed to these collectives that they created in order to pay the colleges. So
in other words, it's like a group of boosters would come
Right.
together, create almost like a little pack,
Right.
for lack of a better word,
Exactly.
and then pay the athletes out of that rather than it coming from the school.
Exactly. And so you had your NIL deals, which were you're going to sit and you're going to, do a commercial for this car dealership and you're going to make money off of that. And then you had your political action committee or your booster pack that came in and said, okay, now we're going to pay you through this avenue as well. And then that was it, right? But now they're saying, no, the colleges can pay you directly. Up to $20.5 million per college can pay the students directly. $20.5 million for the next coming year in 2025, and then it'll probably increase year after year from there on.
Doesn't this really make it tough for the smaller schools that don't have enrollments like USC or Notre Dame or Michigan or Miami or I could go on every team in the SEC theoretically.
So the truth of the matter is it's not supposed to. So the idea is everybody gets $20.5 million, so everybody's playing by the same rules, right? But the truth actually is, yes, your school is going to get $20.5 million, and Alabama is still going to have NIL money to pass out, and they're still going to have the booster collectives to pass out money. And let's not forget, these kids are getting NIL money. They're getting booster money. They're going to get this direct money straight from the colleges. They're still getting brown paper bag money, too. They're still getting, I don't know how that car showed up at my mom's house.
Right. I just found this in my trunk.
Yeah, I don't know how these Jordans came to my dorm.
It's so crazy because it does seem like, okay, so There are a number of issues here that are really interesting because, I mean, theoretically, an athlete could now stay in college because he would make more money in college than he would make going for the first two or his first deal in the NBA or the NFL, right?
And that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing students that are in college sports that are doing well in college sports, whether it's in their conference. Because remember, college sports is run by conferences. It's not run by the NCAA as a whole, right? So if you're winning your conference and you are a lights out top tier, let's say cornerback, and you're helping your conference, but you know you're a 7th round draft pick in the NFL or a 5th round draft pick in the NFL, but you were listening to the guys at Alabama saying, listen, I got 3 car dealerships, a smoothie shop, and such that's going to pay you. I got this booster pack that's going to pay you, and out of the $20.5 million that we're allowed to pay students, we're going to give you 6 of it. Why am I going to declare for the draft when I can try to vie for having a 5th year, 6th year, 7th year eligibility in the NCAA?
Isn't Shedeur kind of in that basket? Isn't he a guy that really would have made more money in the NIL than he's going to make with the Cleveland Browns in a first deal if he even gets one?
If he even gets one.
Right.
And that's the thing. Now, of course, we thought Shedeur was going to go higher, but where it ended up turning out, he absolutely could have made more money if he stayed in college sports. And the other place you're going to see this really get impacted is in college basketball, because we all know when the NBA draft, after pick number 7, we don't even know who those guys are, right? Nobody cares after pick number 7. And so from that standpoint, you're going to get a lot of these basketball players who are helping their teams win the Conference USA. They're helping their teams win the Big East Conference. They're helping their teams win their conference championships, getting them into the dance, getting them up to the Sweet 16 or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to come back for a 6th year if you're going to keep paying me for that.
Yeah.
Stefan, what about the smaller schools when it comes to just internally? Because all the focus will be on football and basketball. And will they now eat up more of all of the sports money in these smaller schools where all the other programs might suffer because all those resources have to go towards the 2 big sports?
There are no other sports in college sports but football and basketball.
Women's softball.
Right?
My bad.
Women's softball. I disagree wholeheartedly. Women's softball and women's volleyball making a massive push,
There
big dog.
are some nonprofit organizations that put out intramural teams that we see on national broadcasts from time to time. But when it comes
How dare you? How dare you?
comes to NCAA sports and where the money is going and where the money is going to continue to go, it's football and basketball, and it doesn't matter about anything
I
else.
just know the Olympics have a lot of sports, and those athletes have to come from somewhere, and they have to play those games somewhere. I figured it was all on college campuses.
Yeah.
Those are the dudes that didn't get the NIL deals. That's why they're there, for sure.
Exactly.
And we'll finish it up. U.S. Open coming up this weekend for the world of golf. I don't know how tuned in you are on that.
I am relatively tuned in on the U.S. Open. The thing that I'm most excited about is to kind of see where these guys land when it's all said and done. And the reason is because what we've seen is over the last, how many years? Over the last 6 years, I think, 6 majors since the start of the 24 season have been among the top 5 favorites in the PGA odds, right? And so we haven't seen a lot of guys coming up from, 32nd on the world ranking board to take over some of these majors. The major winners are the guys that we think are going to win because they're the guys that have the big odds. They're the guys with the big swings.
The thoroughbreds.
They're going to take it out. So we're looking at Bryson DeChambeau and Rory McIlroy and John Rahm
Scotty
Scheffler and Xander Schauffele. We're looking at these guys because they're most likely the ones to take it. If I'm putting my money down, I'm probably putting my money down on Xander.
Interesting.
He's got a plus 2020, 2200, plus 2200 is his odds, which is a great return. And so I'm looking at it and I'm saying, you know what? I think in a field where there is opportunity for somebody to slip in and somebody that you're not paying as much attention to, Xander's my guy there.
The funny thing is that's actually a relatively accurate take, though, because the thing about professional golf, I mean, Scotty's the odds-on favorite going in because he's just playing so well right now, but the LIV guys really throw in a lot of interesting wrinkles, especially when you throw in DeChambeau, because he's like the anti-hero now.
He is.
This golf course is no joke, dude. No. They say it's one of the, if not the hardest U.S. Open tests they have. 7,400 yards long with a number of 500-yard par fours and rough that is penal from day one. It is absolutely gnarly. And I know that a lot of guys who really are golf purists are be tuning in.
They're going to love it.
And I hope the cream comes to the top. Nothing better on a Sunday Father's Day than to sit back and watch the best in the world battle it out on one of the hardest courses on the planet.
Yeah, Oakmont is going to be everything you expect it to be. And I'm expecting to see a lot of shifting and a lot of changes in that leaderboard before you get to that final round. But again, Xander's my guy on this round.
I love this. I love this
If I
take.
had to pick somebody as a dark horse that you're not paying attention to, I'd probably pick Shane Lowry from there.
Shane can play.
Yeah,
It's good.
he can play real good. And he's been phenomenal all year long. And this could be the week that he kind of puts it all together and brings it out and allows himself to shine. But I think it's going to be a great weekend for
Interesting.
golf,
I'm looking at guys like Ludwig Oberg, Oberg or whatever, and the kid is just going to be on tour like maybe 3 or 4 years. It's just you got to drive the ball straight and you got to be able to putt because those greens are brutal. They're fast. They're very undulating.
Absolutely.
And the rough is very penal and wet. That's a big problem too. So always good seeing you, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Thanks for your help, man.
Anybody that texted in, Deb will send you my phone number.
Oh, there's lots of them that texted in. There was one who said, I think I just got pregnant. OMG, he's Barry White.
I love it.
Another one that said, hello, sir, hi. And Michigan Chuck said, damn, even I felt something.
Hey, that's my favorite right there.
You guys get up for Stefan. There he is. You covering all week?
I'm here all week long.
Very nice. Check
So,
out
ladies,
Stefan.
you know where to find him.
96.9 The Game all week long, buddy. We'll check you later, man. Thanks, man.
You fellas,
all
too.
right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Me a happy birthday.
So did I.
And you did. He didn't.
Ryan did not. I'll get you a cream pie for your birthday.
So gross.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Monday, we are going to be expecting hot and humid temperatures. We're talking highs well above normal and well into the 90s with a high of around 95 degrees today in Orlando, but it will be feeling closer to the low 100s. We're looking at around a 30% chance of a couple of scattered afternoon showers and storms as well, with better chances taking place tomorrow and into the end of the week as the sea breeze setup returns to Central Florida. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
People always say, Ryan, why don't you take it easy? Relax a little bit. Well, that's what the Staples Easy button is for. Just press it for quality products, friendly experts, and services like print, travel, or shipping, because we can't do it all. All right, guys? Thanks, Staples. That was easy.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Eustace Roofing. Man, oh man, as the storm season sets in, even these afternoon storms, brutal. Nothing worse than having that tiny leak in your roof or a complete giant leak through the summer here in Central Florida. But man, the Eustace guys, they can take care of you. Even though it is Eustace Roofing, they do serve all of Central Florida. 4.9 Google rating with over 1,000 reviews. And they were the 2021 National Roofing Company of the Year. Now, all that sounds great. Here's what you need to know. They've been doing this since 1959. 65 years in the roofing business in Florida is ridiculous. But here's how they do it. They offer no interest financing. They do serve all of Central Florida. They are metal roofing experts. They manufacture it on the site so it fits your roof perfectly, and they can even satisfy your insurance carrier by simply cleaning and rejuvenating your roof today. Call to action is EustaceRoofing.com. Schedule your free estimate today at EustaceRoofing.com.
I'm Jeff. I got a call that my wife Katie was in a bad car accident and was airlifted to Shands Hospital. When I got there, she was in surgery for a brain injury. She's had a long recovery. We needed an attorney. Our close friends recommended Glenn Klausman. Glenn Klausman was available 24/7 to help. We've been blessed by my wife's recovery. The results from Glenn Klausman's efforts were way more than expected. He's more than an attorney for us. He's a friend. Call him at 407-917-1718, KLAUSMAN law.com, office Winter Park.
The future is bright. RC Hill here. It's graduation season. This month, I'm helping people graduate from their old ride. I'll help you save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. You can even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety picked and Yamaha sound system. Or the new Mirage, 43 miles per gallon, lifetime warranty starting at only $15,900. Plus, I've got over 200 certified used cars. But hurry, pre-tariff prices won't last long. I'm RC Hill. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Tight on cash, say less. McDonald's under $4 McValue menu comes through. Indulging your sweet tooth or craving something savory? Tired of the same old, same old? Pick from your favorites like a creamy vanilla cone for $1.50 or a small frappe like rich caramel or chocolatey mocha for just $3.50. Quick snack breaks to late night cravings and everything in between. Mickey D's comes through. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
It doesn't matter where in the world you are, when you eat McDonald's fries, you're home. Day or night, rain, shine, good day or bad, there's something about golden, crispy, medium fries that feels like everything is going to be okay. And now I can get them for free when I spend $1 on any order in the McDonald's app. A deal so good, might as well pair with a classic Quarter Pounder with cheese or the iconic Big Mac. Get a little taste of home with Mickey D's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 7/31/25 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a week. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Hold up a sec. If I work today, why should I have to wait 2 weeks to get my money? With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors available in select states. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Kia Center August 2nd and 3rd. Brought to you by BKT Tires, your local Ford dealers, and Morgan & Morgan.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists, all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Eye Candy Energy Drink. Taste the sweet life.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
What it do, Cobra Crew? So I went to Metallica Friday night. I was sick as hell. It totally sucked because I ended up missing a few to get there, but ended up seeing the actual Metallica show. Only saw the last bit of Limp Bizkit. And then as a kid in 1997 or so, I remember Ellen saying, "I'm gay," and my mom was like, "We're not talking about that." Later.
See ya.
Hey, Colbert Crew. Yeah, Jim, they never leave the community. They just go from being gay to being bi. They're still part of the same community.
I didn't say
You know, they're not going to say, "I'm never licked the..."
Good after morning, Colbert Carew. All right, that's a good question, Jimmy. But to be honest, as a bisexual guy myself, I just have never found it shocking, a wow moment, titillating, whatever, when anyone, guy, girl, gay, lesbian, straight, whatever, comes out. I don't know. I just don't care. But as for the gay person that came out as straight late in their life, I'm going to just guess they were bisexual the whole time. Big T out.
Hey, crew. If we could just do a huge favor and at approximately 4:07 tag the soundbite of Jim saying, "Hey, I'm gay," I would love to hear that on a future promo.
You don't think Jack saved that?
Jimmy started the show by saying he's pregnant. Now he's saying he's gay. What the hell's going on, Jimmy? Tell us, man.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1.
Oh, he did.
77031. That's how you text us. If you'd like to leave a talk back as well, you can do it. Just get the iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, and use that mic to send your comment over to Jack. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
So there is a Catholic group calling out Tim Cook, who, of course, is the CEO of Apple and Apple TV Plus, in a letter demanding an apology and removal of a Eucharistic desecration in a scene in one of its shows.
Ooh.
So I have to ask, I mean, again, you guys are Catholic, so I can ask you about this. One of the reasons I pulled this show is, I know that you guys both are also free speech absolutists, which I absolutely love. But I know that when you tie some of this stuff up that we believe in with faith, it becomes, interesting to talk about, right? So it says here, as the nation's largest lay Catholic advocacy organization, we were right to express our concern about a blasphemous anti-Catholic scene in the Apple TV show Your Friends and Neighbors. Have you ever heard of the show, Jack?
Yes, I've watched the whole series.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you actually probably remember the scene then. Do you off rip kind of know what I'm talking about here?
I do remember it now. It's funny because I remember seeing it. I was like, oh, that's probably going to cause a problem.
Really?
And then I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And I, you know what? And I didn't know what you were talking about until you identified the show.
And the funny thing is part of why I'm bringing this up is that exact reason, right? And it's kind of one of those things, like I wonder when people are going to learn. And I understand the politics of what the church is doing because I feel that they have to defend themselves. But in doing so, it's like the old PMRC back in the day.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this record. There's a illicit lyrics, explicit and illicit lyrics. It makes you want to buy 5 of them.
Yeah.
Episode 6 of the series depicts 2 characters breaking into a Catholic church. The male character steals Eucharist hosts from the tabernacle. That's the crackers.
Yeah.
Is that what that is, right?
Yeah. Communion wafers.
Right. Which, and they eat.
They're a Ritz.
Which they eat.
If you've been extra good, they'll be butter ones.
Well, they could be anything as long as the priest gives it, right?
No.
It has to be a certain thing, unleavened bread?
Well, it has to be blessed. You have to go through the blessing of the Mass for the miracle to occur.
Got it.
To become the body of Jesus Christ.
But let me ask, though, and not being disrespectful, could that be anything like that, or does it have to be a specific kind of bread or cracker?
It's specifically pressed and has like the cross on it.
Yeah. So it can't be a Cheez-It that they just blessed.
No.
Okay, got it. And I'm again, not trying to be an ass, just asking questions because I don't know.
I've been to other churches, Christian churches, not Catholic, where they use different types of bread.
Yeah, I remember eating little unleavened bread crackers as a kid.
Okay,
like a little thing. That's what I remember eating there. It says the male character steals the Eucharist from the tabernacle. They eat that as a snack.
Mm-hmm.
The man then flippantly remarks about how they are eating the body of Christ. The man feeds the female character and feigns blessing her. In other words, does the whole, the whole Catholic cross thing. And then they begin engaging in romantic activity in the pews before the pastor walks in, and then they flee the church. So the Catholic Church wants an apology for that episode, and they want that removed.
Well, I mean, we all want a lot of things in life. Doesn't mean you're going to get it.
And it's been out. I remember I remember seeing it. I'm like, oh, that's a choice.
Right.
And I'm like, and I knew I'm like. I remember thinking, oh, there's going to be a problem with that. But literally, by the end of the episode, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Until you brought it up.
And that's interesting because, as, growing up as a, in a Pentecostal household, I remember that when any comic would make fun of religion. I took it really, really personally. Like
Yeah.
I was, because it was an affront to my family.
Yeah.
My grandmother founded the church helped found the church that we were members of. So I really took it personally all the time. And I didn't know if everybody kind of felt the same way. I broke out of that and I moved out of Palaga and kind of came down here. It didn't hit me like that anymore. But I wasn't sure how you guys would have taken that. I mean, it's art, right? That's how you have to look at it?
That's it. It's like, so.
I'm sure there's many an altar boy who has broken into the tabernacle and stolen a host.
Yeah, or so if that's what you believe, that's great. If non-believers are out there as well, you have to accept that. The fact that they were, kind of doing that. So does it damage your faith at all? I don't believe so.
No, I mean,
it doesn't even challenge your faith.
It doesn't even come close to doing any of that. Matter if anything, it puts the onus of that on the characters and the story and the writer of that, rather than anything to do with the church. And it goes.
Guess what? I'm guessing since it was a show, it probably really wasn't blessed communion.
Right.
Oh yeah, no. It probably was something from the craft.
It says here, highlighted from a statement on Apple's website, appears to support those from various walks of life, stating, quote, "At Apple, we create a culture with a North Star of dignity, respect, and opportunity for everyone because we're all not the same. And that remains one of our greatest strengths." So that was the Apple response to that letter.
Because, in essence, we've all seen a show or a movie where they force a scene to kind of take advantage of a narrative, whereas this case, it just sounds like it was part of the backdrop of the story. This guy sounds like he's probably a pretty unsavory cat to begin with. He would take the lollipop out of the baby's mouth and pop it in his own.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to expect,
the story arc, it's John Hamm's character in it, right?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's the lead character.
Oh, it's that show.
Yes, and he's somewhat Breaking Bad, right? Because he fell on hard times and now he's engaging in some questionable behavior. And at that
God
point,
loves guys like that.
And at that point,
he does. He does. Those are his favorite.
You're right. Those are the people he calls.
Exactly.
Why are they bitching then?
And at that point, they were drinking all day too. So
there you go. You're not going to make good choices when you've been drinking all day.
Yeah. It is a little ballsy of them to throw stones, I would say.
Again, the Catholic Church has their role, and they see it as defending the Eucharist and defending the whole point of it. But, to the layperson, it's like, this doesn't hurt or challenge my faith at all. I won't tell the priest whether we laughed or not, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, so Catholic Vote, who is an organization, they launched a petition. How many signatures do you think Catholic Vote has right now as they try to get Apple leadership to pull this episode down?
Interesting. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, because you've got to go there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like a change.org.
And
do they just believe what the priest says, or do they watch the episode to decide themselves whether or not?
No. If you were if the priest asked, or your organization that you are connected with and you identify with is asking you, hey, you trust us, that they stepped. They went awry, and we're protesting, and we're asking you to sign this. You are just going to click yes.
How many signatures so far do you believe?
70,000?
Oh, not bad. I was going to say 50.
170.
Wow.
Yeah, 169,596 signatures on this so far, and they say they, quote, will not stand for blasphemy. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, then turn the channel.
That's the thing, right? Watch it.
Just turn the channel.
That was episode 6. Don't finish it.
Exactly. Use it as a lesson.
Oh, but you won't know how it ends.
Right.
And I do.
All right,
good one, Jack. Good one.
77031. You can always, again, leave us a talkback if you'd like. Get that iHeartRadio app and use that mic to send your comment over to Jack in no fast time at all. TSA is making a move. It's interesting because of how stupid it is they even have to mention this. I'll tell you what it is next.
Great.
The all-new and improved iHeartRadio app is now available with all new features. Download it for free and make Real Radio 104.1 your #1 preset for a chance to win cool stuff at Real Radio events.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a crash getting cleared up off to the shoulder now on I-4 westbound near Lake Mary Boulevard. Emergency crews have moved that accident off to the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike southbound at Hancock Road. Expect some delays there. There's an accident partially blocking the on-ramp from Hiawassee Road to State Road 408 eastbound. Look out for a crash on State Road 408 westbound near I-4 there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at FAS Exteriors. Man, I love seeing their vans parked outside of homes. There was one just in my neighborhood recently, and I was like, man, that person who hired those guys is about to get great windows, and their house is about to change completely. And I believe that because they've done it twice for me. That's right, windows and doors in 2 of my homes in Central Florida, and their expert team of window and door installers made the entire project seamless from measurement all the way down to that final inspection. The inspector actually asked me who installed my sliding glass door because it was done so perfectly. But that's how they roll, though. They've been doing this since 2005. FAS has earned their spot as Orlando's top-rated window and door experts. Upgrade your home today with a team that delivers excellence. Go to FASWD.com and trust the leader in windows and doors.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with the Real Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series. Get ready for a night of nonstop laughs Saturday, June 14th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Starring Orlando local award-winning comedian and 5-star Defensive Player of the Year, Ross Padgett. This evening of comedy will also be featuring Kevin Dean and Joel Warren and will be hosted by the one and only Angel of Boom from the Monsters in the Morning. Saturday, June 14th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Sponsored by Discover Lake County. Doors open at 7, show at 8. Get your tickets today at realradio.fm/comedy.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with factory direct hurricane impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Hey, it's C-Lane, and at Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality impact windows for over 50 years. At Reese, most impact windows are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks, and now you can win them for free. Just text the word WOW to 20129 for your chance to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. That's WOW to 20129.
Life is full of uncertainties, but finding the right lawyer shouldn't be one of them. At TK Law, we believe divorce doesn't have to tear your family apart. Our collaboratively trained attorneys work to help guide you through the process with solutions that protect what matters most: your family, your future, and your peace of mind. With the right guidance, you can move forward with confidence. Find a lawyer that truly cares. Visit onefirmforlife.com to learn more about your options today. TK Law, one firm for life.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
The NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet, Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeart Radio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword WIN to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's WIN to 200-200.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
That story about the Jesus cracker, the Eucharist, is a true story. They just used it in the TV show or wherever you're talking about. But that actually happened, and the kid got in trouble for doing it. He took it and ran out of the church, and they tried to go after him, and nothing happened.
Hey, so the Catholic Church needs to untighten their undies. They're not blessed. They're not holy. So stop worrying about those Jesus.
Hi, Jim and everyone. Back to your religious topic earlier. I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have with religion, and maybe why the numbers are dwindling. With everything that's going on in the world, all the homelessness, all the problems in the world, we're worried about a TV show and some crackers. I know it's important and so forth to them, but priorities, man, priorities.
Yeah, they're fighting what they think is right.
Yeah, that's what their fight is for.
Yeah, sure.
You can sign the petition or not.
But they did bring in assload of attention to that one episode, that's for sure. That's the one thing that happens with those kind of protests. You do bring a lot of attention to something that you really don't want to get attention, theoretically.
The the first episode of that series was actually, it's on my consideration list for my pick, which I have to give you tomorrow for the next What'd You Do
really?
That's New.
Yeah, he's up next.
Although I was trying to, I almost feel bad. I share shows that I like, but, it's a 45-minute to an hour-long commitment on your parts. And I know Jim is going to do it a week from tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Why does it matter?
Watching it.
But why does that matter? I mean, if I watch it, why does that matter?
Because I'd rather, I want to be more respectful of your time.
Okay.
Right? And not, if I can give you something and it's 10 minutes and we can talk about it for 10 minutes.
If it's good, I don't care. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't care. It's the bit. I'll do what the bit requires.
Suck it up,
matter.
Buttercup. Mine's 45 minutes and 21 seconds long.
All right, welcome back. I'm Jim.
Thanks for the reminder.
There's Deb, and Jack is here as well. Don't forget, coming up this Saturday, it's the Real Radio Summer of Laughs. It continues on with the Real Radio Comedy Mount Dora Summer Nights coming up. Get ready for a night of nonstop laughs, June 14th, right there at Mount Dora Music Hall. The Orlando Weekly Awards multi-time Comedian of the Year, our boy Ross Padgett. He'll be in with us tomorrow, of course.
Woohoo!
Also includes Kevin Dean, Joel Warden, and AJ Klein as well. Going to be a good time. Get your tickets now at realradio.fm/comedy. Doors at 7, show at 8. And the tickets are like, what, $20, Jack?
Yeah, $20 gets you in, and it's hosted by the birthday boy.
Oh, very nice.
Angel from the Monsters,
That's right.
whose birthday is today.
That's right. Happy birthday,
Angel. Yay!
What up,
Loco, for sure. All right, I'm going to be at this show, actually, Saturday night, too. So come out and hang out.
Definitely get your VIP tickets, because Chris talked about getting some really nice old-fashioned glasses that have been branded with the Real Radio Night of Comedy.
Oh, yeah. Am I good on tickets? You got me?
Well, I don't know if you're getting VIP now.
Okay, well, I'm asking a question.
I think I'm going to take
think
them
Daddy
all.
Warbucks should buy us all tickets.
I want to get a collection of those old-fashioned glasses.
Who is this Daddy Warbucks you keep talking about?
Oh, I'm looking right at him.
Is that
Bald
me?
rich guy, exactly.
Yeah. Bald rich guy.
Yeah.
I'm playing Boulder Rich on Xbox.
Bravo. Oh,
that's a great callback.
Very nice. All right, we've talked about the big shopping clubs for a while now. We talked about BJ's Wholesale last week. We constantly talk about what's going on at Sam's and Costco all the time, right?
Yeah.
You know the story, don't you?
No.
You don't, really? So tell me why there would be an issue with Costco with TSA. That doesn't seem like, why would there be a Costco issue at TSA?
Their buildings are too big?
No, that's interesting. No.
Wi-Fi signal?
No.
Drones?
No.
DEI?
No. People are trying to use their Costco cards to travel with.
What?
Because it has your picture on the back of it. They're trying to use it as an ID.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not government sanctioned, people. Oh, man.
It says, and I have to tell you, hold on, I brought this up for a reason,
Jack.
and as if you don't have enough reasons to make fun of me, I'm about to add one to your quiver.
Well, we wouldn't need to make fun of you. Have you ever tried to fly on your Costco card?
Right now, TSA is putting its foot down, telling travelers that their Costco cards do not count as a valid ID and a form to travel with.
Jimmy.
TSA posted the following message on Facebook, quote, "We love hot dogs and rotisserie chickens as much as anybody. But please stop telling people their Costco cards count as a real ID as they're traveling to other places."
Have you tried this?
I've not tried it here.
Okay.
I tried to use my Costco card when I got pulled over once. Because I didn't have my ID with me and I couldn't prove who it was, but I had my registration. So I showed him my registration. This is James Colbert right there. No big deal. He goes, "Where's your ID?" I'm like, "I don't have it. I don't know why." He goes, "Do you have anything?" I go, "Got a Costco card." And before he even said that ain't going to work, I had it right out there. And if you've ever seen a Costco card picture, it's the worst photograph you can take of any human being ever. That should be a service. Hey, tell me what I look like as a mongoloid. Right? Because that's exactly what it looks like when they take your picture at Costco. It is the most rudimentary printer. And I'm sure it's come a long way since I had my last photograph taken. But man, my photo from Costco was bad. I looked like one of Jack the Ripper's victims. It was terrible.
Yeah, over the last year, they've gotten very particular at Costco of checking to make sure that you are who you say you are.
And remember, it used to be only when you checked. It used to be only when you checked out. They would check your card. Man, now, and when I first started going to Costco, they would check you when you came in to make sure your card was even valid. They stopped doing that for a while, and then they went back to it.
Yeah, they were checking cards, but all you had to do was show you had a card. Now you scan it. They have little scanners at the entrance, and you scan it. If you get a green light, then you can go in.
It's kind of like trying to use Kohl's Bucks, by the way. Don't think those are transferable anymore.
Do you know why?
Kohl's Cash, rather.
Do you know why it was the Costco card specifically?
Well,
Jack should know this. Why is it the Costco card?
It's got the magnetic strip.
It's got the gold star, dude. Remember, you're a gold star. Because when you're a gold star member of Costco, people saw the
think
gold
that's
star.
a real ID? Oh, no. No, that doesn't work.
I want to be a TSA agent just for this.
Wow.
Just so that people hand me their Costco card so they can fly internationally.
Wow.
So several people flocked to the comment section of the Facebook post writing things like, I mean, at least it was a star. I'm pretty sure the Costco card is stronger than some passports.
What did the cops say?
Oh, well, the cops kind of laughed about it. Their statement was like that. Like,
no, the cop that stopped you, what did he say?
Oh, no. He says, that ain't going to work, dude. And I got a ticket for not having my driver's license with me because they ticket you for that.
Yeah.
Like, I got a citation for it. I mean, it was like $25. I just had to prove that I had a valid license. But, you know, I had my registration. My license showed valid on his system. Like, it wasn't suspended or anything. But I didn't have it. You can't do that. You're supposed to travel with it at all times.
Oh, somebody
and I showed him. It was a brand new car, too. It was a good picture. How many reactions do you think this post got? There's like 15,000 people are like, come on, man. Because I thought it was valid. Look, TSA and government agencies, as a rule, aren't known for having jokes. No, but when when TSA tweets out and they're like, hey, man, we love hot dogs and rotisserie chicken as much as the next guy. But please stop telling people that Costco card's going to get you to Spain.
That's funny because that's the two best doorbuster deals they have. In fact, on the Real Radio Instagram, I posted today my little quick 12-second video of me getting that $1.50 hot dog. God, I love it.
You should eat too many hot dogs, dude.
Yeah, no.
For a guy who's supposed to be watching what he eats, you eat if you eat more than one hot dog a month, I think that's too many.
Yo, just because I'm at my maximum weight over the past 5 years doesn't mean I'm eating too many hot dogs.
I'm not saying I wasn't going to say anything, dude. I'm not going to say anything.
You were thinking it.
Yeah, but you got a dong shadow right now.
Oh.
You know what that is, right?
Oh, yeah.
It says that. It says at this time, all states are issuing real ID complaint cards in response to the question, "How do I get a real ID?" This is something they've been waiting. This has been going on for like 10 years.
Yeah,
or maybe even longer. Wasn't it 2000?
I don't know.
2005.
Yeah, it was implemented after 9/11, and then it was pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. This year in May, it was the deadline. A lot of states weren't ahead of the curve. Florida was lucky. A lot of us already had our real ID.
Yeah, because when you update it immediately after or automatically after for a while, it just give you that.
You do have to bring in extra documentation.
Do you really? I forget what I had to bring in then.
It's like birth certificate. I can't remember either because it's been a while.
Was it a water bill?
It was. You
like
had
something to prove your residency?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if that actually qualified. There was a long list of documents, and I kind of got lucky and did it years ago because every time it's come up, it's like, hey, you should have this. It's like, I did. I'm like, so I've had that gold star for a while.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even know I had it. They had to tell me at the DMV that I had it because I didn't even know what the hell it was. It says here, all states are issuing real ID compliant cards in response to the question, how do I get a real ID? It says, visit your state's driver's license agency website to find out exactly what documentation is required.
And if you don't have it, they will send you home.
That's right. They will. They will not.
There's no messing around.
And they'll let you wait for an hour to tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have any problem doing that.
None at all.
Full legal name, date of birth, social security number, 2 proofs of address or principal residence, and lawful status. So I guess you have to prove also now with a real ID that you don't have outstanding crimes or you're not a felon.
Or
can you not get a real ID as a felon?
I believe you can, because again, it's about.
It says lawful status here. That's interesting.
Yeah, and what's really weird is that it was implemented after 9/11.
Yeah,
legally in the country.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, that may be the case.
Maybe that's what they mean by lawful.
But can you get a real ID without being here legally?
I can't imagine because the paperwork that you would need, you wouldn't have.
It says full legal name, date of birth, social security, 2 proofs of address of principal residence, and lawful status. I've not heard that term before. Not in regards to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it is that.
Can't be on the run. Can't be on the lam.
Can't be on the lam. Get me smuggling shine. None of those things.
That's where I go on the lam. I go hang out at the DMV.
Exactly. That's my chill spot.
No one's going to look for you there.
Hey, man, the internet's good. Chairs are kind of comfy. I'm going to do it. So coming up here in 1 second, we're going to talk to David Moy and Isabella Burkhart. Now, the cool thing is Lyman, as a high school here in Central Florida in Seminole County, they have a magnet program and a STEM program. They're competing against a couple other teams over in Daytona tomorrow for these EVs that they build themselves. And like Jack said, they look like soapbox racers, but this is a big deal. There are only a few teams nationally that are competing. We're talking to them next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Cool.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for an accident slowing down traffic where John Young Parkway meets Americana Boulevard. There's an accident off to the shoulder getting cleared up on Florida's Turnpike southbound at Hancock Road. Keep an eye out for emergency crews clearing up an accident on I-4 westbound near Lake Mary Boulevard. The roadways are getting busy, so travel with caution this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
Bobby Bones here with some easy trivia. What does the Staples easy button say? That was easy. Boom. I mean, that was easy. You knew that, right? And now you know to press it for prints, shipping, and even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. I see you, Staples. That was easy.
Hey guys, here in Central Florida, it's so important that your AC company works for you every single day. That's right, integrity, the right prices, being courteous. That's what they're all about. Been doing it since 1992. That's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. Mills Air, simply the best. These guys are awesome, saving everybody here on this show's butt at least once for sure. Their techs can service every brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. They can repair it. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer. That's important. Here's why. It can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today. Schedule that very important appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. MillsAir.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
The Jim Colbert Show question of the day is brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Now, if you're ready to start looking for a new home or maybe refinance the one you're in, you need Brad Siebert at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They have loans for all types of buyer, good credit, even bumps in your credit, and they work with many different types of loans, VA loans, conventional loans, jumbo loans of all sizes, even no income documentation loans, whether it's debt consolidation, commercial lending, or you just found your forever home. Go where I went, WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They did my refi, and it was fantastic. Let me know everything I needed, got a great rate, closed quickly. Brad Siebert is the guy, and you connect with him at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Get started today. NMLS ID number 150953, equal housing opportunity.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In Office Orlando.
Introducing a completely reimagined Dick's and an all-new Golf Galaxy Performance Center. Two sports destinations unlike any other, with an expanded assortment of the latest styles, the best gear to improve your game, and interactive experiences. Perfect your swing in our TrackMan golf simulators. Plus, discover expert services. Welcome to your new Dick's and Golf Galaxy Performance Center. Grand opening weekend, June 27th through 29th at Plaza Colina.
Future health, weight loss.
Want Ozempic but can't afford thousands a month? You need Wegovy for $199 from Future Health, the only FDA-approved GLP-1 for weight loss at the lowest price yet. Save hundreds on authentic, safe, effective Wegovy pre-dosed injection pens for a limited time. No insurance needed, no tricky syringes, just faster weight loss. Get this limited-time deal at futurehealth.com today for the best price on the market. These meds eliminate hunger and cravings while Future Health handles the rest. Easy. Join those losing 10 pounds their first month. Plus, you don't have to drive to a doctor's office. It's all online via telehealth with licensed clinicians in your area. Go to futurehealth.com to see if you qualify and start losing weight this week. Visit futurehealth.com. Future without the E.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
People are loving what's happening now at IDC. Free financing till the year 2030. That's right. Now for a limited time, you can get the lowest finance rates in America. 0% for 5 whole years on just about every piece of jewelry in our showroom. So you can get that $8,000 engagement ring and pay just $134 a month. Or that $4,000 pair of diamond stud earrings, just $67 a month. International Diamond Center makes it happen with this incredible limited time offer. Just pick any item and spread your payments over for 5 years without paying a dime in interest. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, colored gemstones, even certified diamonds are included. Whether your budget is $2,000 or $200,000, this is the smartest way to buy. Hurry in to take advantage of this once-a-year event. 0% financing rates till 2030, store-wide, only at International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Radio 104.1.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Still to come, legal stories and more with Ray Trendley from TK Law. Today at 6:20 on the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that very much. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yo.
Very interesting thing coming up tomorrow in Daytona in the International Speedway. It's the FPL Electric Go-Kart Racing Series finale. And as I can see here, there are only like 5 teams in this entire thing. The team here from Orlando, it's the Lyman guys over there.
Yeah.
Let's welcome to the show Dave and Isabella. You guys welcome Dave and Isabella.
Yay! Woohoo!
So Dave Moy, he's the teacher and lead instructor over at Team Lyman. Isabella Burkhart is with FPL. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great today.
So good to hear. Isabella, how are you?
Happy to be here.
What's happy to have you guys. So this is an interesting thing. Both of my kids are, or 2 of my kids, I should say, are graduates from Lyman High School. Completely familiar with all of the STEM programs and the magnet school over there. So tell me exactly how Lyman even made it into the finals with only five other teams.
Well, about a year ago or so, I made contact with Florida Power and Light, and we put together a team. And we've been doing it for about a year and a half, and we got invited to show up tomorrow, so we're going to be there.
And Isabella, I know the FPL is strongly involved in this. Did you guys actually create this entire thing?
Yeah, it's actually a national series known as Electrothon America. So FPL's involvement is really to expand the sport in Florida by providing resources to high schools who wouldn't be able to start a team otherwise, like Dave reaching out to us. So we've sponsored 25 teams across the state of Florida, including Dave's from as far up as Pensacola to as far south as Miami. But it's actually, again, a national sport, but we're really excited to see it grow in Florida. We think it's a great hands-on STEM opportunity for these students.
And Dave and Isabella, I'm wondering, is there like any new technology you think might actually come out of these vehicles that could end up, being real world applications for the rest of us?
Well, for me, it's all about getting the education in the hands of the students, and it's really taking a lot of the education that they're getting and allowing a real world application for what it is that they're learning, so that, they're ready for tomorrow and the new stuff that's coming in.
Yeah, so 9 schools will be competing for, like Isabella was saying, Lyman here in Central Florida, Port Charlotte, Dunbar, South Dade, Miami, West Florida High, Creekside High School. They're all competing. Now, Dave, I wanted to ask, how do you guys kind of whittle down the students that are going to head this up? Do you pick those personally, or is it a score-based or test-based thing, or is it just people who sign up? Or
It's really just people that sign up. I teach the automotive program at Lyman, but we have students that are in the engineering academy, students that are in the welding academy, and really anybody can join.
And these cars look really cool. Jack had made the comparison earlier to like soapbox racers from back in the day. So you say these are
cool.
Yeah, they're unbelievably cool. They're electric. So are there parameters, much like with NASCAR? You have to have certain things that have to be exactly right. How do the cars have to be similar, or can they be different? And are they only powered by certain things, or they're solar? Tell me about the whole process of building the vehicle.
So it really is up to the interpretation of the students when they build their own vehicle. There are very limited restrictions. Safety rules are one of the big ones. But other than that, basically, there is an absorbed glass battery class, and then there's a lithium class. So we're racing in the absorbed glass matte battery, which is just a standard battery, and that is limited to about 1 kilowatt worth of energy, and the students have to learn how to use that energy over a 1 hour time period and make it to the end of the race. And then we have 2 of those races in a day.
Very cool. And then Florida Power and Light's role in here, I'm assuming when you say resources, are you providing the schools with money to buy the supplies to build? I mean, because look, can I tell you, they don't look like vehicles.
They're not cheap.
They don't look like vehicles built by a high school. These look like vehicles that you come out of a college. I mean, is that what FPL's doing? And what do you guys expect? Like Deb was saying, when you talk about the technology going into this, what does FPL plan to gain from this?
Yeah, absolutely. Great questions. So you're exactly right. We're donating electric vehicle build kits is what we call them. So the frame, everything that accompanies it, spokes, wires, nuts, bolts. But that professional sleek look, that's all Lyman. So when you see their car, hopefully online, everyone that's tuning in will go take a look on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. That beautiful wrap, that's the students that are putting their design caps on. And that's really what we love about Electrothon. When you ask what we get out of it, right? The group of students that comes together to make this happen, it's not only students that are turning wrenches like automotive students, like Dave is saying. You have engineering academy, welding, you have students that are doing marketing, they're running their own social media pages, they're finding their own sponsorships, they're wrapping their own vehicles, designing their own logos, coming up with the team theme and name. And that's what makes them all look different, even though they're built from the same kits. And of course, we like to say they can innovate within the rules. So you'll see one of my favorite thing about Dave's team is they've done some of that future thinking that you're talking about, installing camera feeds and Arduinos, I know, is a project that they're passionate about getting on their car. So a lot of students putting on those innovation caps to come up with creative ways to make their vehicles cutting edge. And again, that's what we love to see. We hope that these students graduate high school and are considering a higher education and careers in the STEM field so that one day they can come work right alongside me at FPL.
That's great. That's great. Dave and Isabella with us. Now, is everybody welcome to come watch the race? Is there a fee for this?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's free entry. Roll up to Daytona Gate 40. Follow the signs through to the infield go-kart track and come watch the race. The first, again, like Dave said, there's 2 heats. One is at 10 and another one at 12:30.
Very nice.
But we always do like a post-race recap online as well. So
very
people
nice.
can keep their eyes peeled.
I didn't even know they had a go-kart track on the infield.
Yeah, it's like that's where they run the Rolex, right? Back in that kind of looking thing.
Yeah, I've heard in the Rolex that's where the party is, so it'll be the same way tomorrow.
Yeah, looks like you're right.
Well, I couldn't imagine them taking these things on that banking.
Oh, the
banking there.
Yeah, what's the top? What were we talking top speed here, Dave?
So our vehicle's going about 25 to 35 miles an hour. There are some others. I mean, this is really open to anybody. Adults can run it. And there's some of the adults that are running close to 45, 50 miles an hour.
Good God.
So
wow.
And the tracks are really kind of unlimited. We just ran a couple of months ago. We ran the whole track at Miami Homestead as part of the Formula E race down there.
Nice.
And the only reason we're using the go-kart track is it'll provide a little bit more competition.
It will.
Cars won't get stretched out.
It will. And, people are asking if this is going to be streamed tomorrow. So if they can't make it over, because it's during a work day, of course, could you log in and check out the action?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't think we've gotten there yet. But again, the Florida Power and Light YouTube, we put out fantastic, like 5-minute recap videos in the next couple weeks. And you can always check our FPL Instagram and Facebook as well. We'll get there one day.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be my dream.
Hey, I just learned that FPL has a YouTube channel.
Hey, Dave, I got to ask, man, this is very interesting. For years I've said on the air, I thought one of the biggest injustices that America has done is told Americans and young kids that they could only, get great grades or get great jobs by going through college, where, you run the automotive program out there. Of course, we know AI ain't turning wrenches. So my question is this, when high school's high school, the football players are like the rock stars, right? The cheerleaders are like, they're the rock stars, the athletes and stuff like that. As a rule, the intellectuals and people who do programs like STEM don't really get the juice that they probably are deserved for what happens in these programs. Do you find that this STEM program and this kind of thing turned into a race has gotten those programs a little bit more attention?
Well, that's one of my hopes, and yes, it has. Automotive technicians, they're really not grease monkeys anymore. They are actually computer technicians, and they can make a very good living with not having to go to extensive schools and everything and spend a lot of money. So, it's really opened that up. And like I said, my hope is that all of the students get involved and have a part in building one.
Dave, how do you pick who gets to drive the car?
Oh my God! What
Oh yeah, that's got to be a bribe.
Is it the skinniest little runt? Is that what it is? Just because
is it by weight? Is it by grades?
Oh, that's a great one.
What determines it?
What an incentive!
Grades definitely have something to do with it. And I would love to say that weight is part of it. Actually, one of my lead drivers is a young lady that barely weighs over 100 pounds. And only thing is that they do have a weight limit that they have to meet. And it's about, so the driver has to weigh 180 vehicles on top of what the vehicle weighs. So, it really kind of just tries to level everything out. And despite my pleas, the young lady will not go to the all-you-eat buffet and put on weight. So we actually have to add weight.
Good on her.
In the car.
Hey, Isabella.
I wish someone would have to ask me to do that.
Yeah. I do find it interesting. It's odd. I grew up in North Florida, and FPL was like the power company. We didn't know of Duke or any of these other. It was just FPL. That's who it was. Yeah. How does FPL kind of start getting involved with programs like this? Have you guys always been integrated with STEM programs in schools, or is this something new for the company?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have a really long-standing history investing in STEM education, and it goes beyond Electrothon. We also have programs for robotics, drones, in air and underwater, STEM scholarships, classroom makeover grants. So really, again, it's our centennial year. We're celebrating 100 years in business, and we've been involved in the community every step of the way for those 100 years. So even though Electrothon's only about 2 or 3 school years old, for us as a company, our community involvement, our STEM involvement is a long time.
Very nice.
Well, I would imagine, Isabella, that's a great way for FPL to find future bright minds for FPL, is to sponsor these various programs around the state and kind of see what kind of brain power that you're working with within Florida high schools.
Yeah, do they have to sign a waiver that they can't work for Duke?
Man, you're going to leave me here with some ideas.
Yeah.
No Duke, no OUC, no Tico.
Yeah. Well, guys, look, I can't thank you enough for dropping by for a few minutes and kind of explaining this. I love to kind of shine lights on programs like this because, Dave, I commend you for, being over there at Lyman High School in that auto program and, letting kids understand that, you can be a diesel mechanic and make $100,000 a year. You can be a mechanic and work on these cars and have jobs like that. I think it's wonderful that you guys are doing this in conjunction to let young Americans understand that there are other options out there other than, laden yourself in college debt, and you can make a great living and impact people's lives with these programs. I think it's very cool, man.
Absolutely.
Somebody's got to fix that Tesla.
Yeah, somebody's got to fix that Tesla. So, Dave, I'm going to drop by for a little tune-up on my Ranger now. I'm going to need you to help me out.
Anytime. I'll be glad to show you around.
All right, you guys give it up for Dave and Isabella.
Yay! And Dave, if you have a spare tail, what is it that you're missing in the back there, Jimmy?
Oh, I got a tailgate.
Tailgate.
I just dented it doing work. My God, he doesn't do that.
He's probably got a spare one somewhere.
They might have an auto body shop.
I was going to say, he can make it called Auto Body for a brother, though. I would be fine with that. Hey, you guys be good, and thanks again, and good luck, Dave. We want you guys to win.
Good luck
all right?
tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Isabella and Dave.
You got it, man. There they are.
Yay!
Woohoo! 407-916-1041. You can always text 770 through, and I love that, dude. I wish they had that stuff when I was a kid. We had auto shop, and I love doing that. I grew up working on cars because my uncles were all guys like kind of shade tree mechanic guys. Yeah. But the ability to kind of go in with a team of guys who are like welders and engineers and electricians and build from the ground up a car that is built to race other cars like that. Are you kidding? You would have to drag me out of that shop.
Yeah.
Like you legit would have to drag me out of there. It sounds so much fun.
Oh, my favorite part of high school, it was actually wood shop at the time, but the wood shop teacher also restored cars. So it was, he kind of had his own car shop in our wood shop as well.
And that's funny. I was telling you guys last week, the guys that were in my auto shop and the guys that did masonry and stuff, those guys also, when they would go through school, everybody kind of knew who the mechanics and stuff were. They got mutual respect. I mean, not as much as the athletes, but people kind of knew, that guy can fix your car. This guy can weld for you. This guy can build something out of wood for you if you'd like. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's take a little break. Back in a second with trivia. Load them up. It's time. Let's give some stuff away.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Here we go again. They're taking hard-working American people, American men, and they're taking their jobs.
I think it's so weird that they would be able to make a human being without using eggs or sperm. Scientists
I feel the
working
same
on-
way about omelets.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
Rays shortstop Wander Franco is facing new legal issues in the Dominican Republic. He was slapped with gun charges yesterday while on trial for sexual assault. The Buccaneers get back on the field tomorrow. They'll start their mandatory minicamp. The 3 practices are their last until training camp next month. And ESPN set to honor legendary broadcaster Dick Vitale with a College Hoops Invitational in his name. It happens this November in Charlotte. I'm Scott Davidson.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
Guys, if you're tired of your glasses or contact lenses, maybe it's time for a change. Well, the Philatowski Eye Institute now offering free LASIK exams and $500 off each eye. That's right, clear vision and up to $1,000 in savings just in time for sunshine road trips and poolside selfies. Call now, 800-EYE-EXAM. That's all you have to do, 800-EYE-EXAM, or visit these guys online at philatowskieye.com. Take that first step toward clear, confident vision before this offer ends. Call 800-EYE-EXAM. It's the Philatowski Eye Institute. Trusted, local, life-changing.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Monday at 6:20 on The Jim Colbert Show. Ray Trendley and the Colbert crew will be discussing all things law and not law on a variety of topics, from the latest legal news to the best new movies.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here from Greenway Kia. Whether you're after a sporty sedan or spacious SUV, we've got your perfect Kia in stock and tariff-free. Drive home a brand new 2025 Kia Sportage for just $299 per month for 36 months with zero due at signing. That's zero down, $299 per month for a Kia Sportage. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 6/15/25.
When does disaster strikes, trust Paul Davis Restoration. Look, emergencies can happen anytime, leaving your property in disarray without warning. Whether it's a fire, flood, mold, or storm damage, the remediation and restoration experts at Paul Davis are here to help. With 24/7 emergency service availability and a 30-minute response window, we can confidently bring fast, practical solutions to residential and commercial property owners. If your home or business has been damaged by fire, water, or storm, call Paul Davis Restoration, here to help 24/7, 407-629-6700 or orlando.pauldavis.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. See dealer for details. And 6/30/25. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Think you're not the suing type? But you weren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't choose this accident, the bills, or the damage. Don't cover for someone else's mistake. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
The NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
At Racetrack, you'll find everything you need to get through the day ahead.
The morning hits hard when you get up early. You're obviously tired and looking surly.
Grab some made-in-store breakfast, freshly ground coffee, ice-cold drinks, delicious hot food, and snacks all in one stop.
The day is long and can feel like a grind, but you'll get fully stocked and everything will be fine.
Racetrack is here to keep you going.
An all-day haul to get you through.
Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Jimmy, I live in Port Orange. We got a BJ's over here, and it's good, and it expired not too long ago. So I was like, well, they just opened a Costco in Daytona, so I figured why not? So I checked it out, and much, much bigger. BJ's was great, but Costco, huge. Changed my life. I went and got a membership on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. This is Wednesday, 11 a.m., and it was packed. That shows you how the power of this place is.
Love it. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
And he's got the Jackie sack. Let's find out what's in it.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Check it out.
All right.
This week, there's a lot to get to, so I'm going fast.
All right.
Because you can choose one of 3 prizes. A pair of tickets to see Stick Figure Island Holiday Tour with special guest Stephen Marley. That's at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater on July 3rd. Or 4 tickets to Monster Jam.
Monster Jam.
Experience Monster Jam live and become a fan for life with an ultimate day of family fun at the Kia Center, August 2nd and 3rd. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. And last but not least, you ready to ride? Ford's Garage invites you on the Great USA Flavor Tour with a limited edition Cruising Along the Coast menu featuring their Highway 101 burger, Motor City kettle chips, Firestone shrimp bowl, and more. For the full menu, visit Ford'sGarageUSA.com. And you get a gift card for the Ford's Garage, $50.
Oh, wow, that's a nice gift card.
How about that? Let's go.
Let's back to you, Click and Clack.
You get all mixed up
I'm
there?
all verklempt.
Oh, very nice.
She's thinking about getting some of that.
I am.
That shrimp, Firestone shrimp.
By the way,
all of it actually that you mentioned.
I don't know all that menu's good, but I'll tell you that place has their bar has a cold strip. So when you're drinking your drink, you set it on top of this strip, and your beer stays ice cold the entire time.
Oh, that's cool.
And they have a salmon salad on their menu that is freaking delicious. By the way.
Okay, good.
And the burgers are good too. We used to go there quite often.
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's go 3.
Let's go 3. Right there is Rob. Rob, how you doing?
Doing well. How's it going?
Doing good, man. Want to play a little game with us?
I do.
All right, let's do it then.
Is he the puzzle master? Or is he the guy who's currently writing today's game? Can he be both? Let's find out. It's time for JCS Trivia.
All right, Rob, this is a real easy game, boss. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these is not true. It's a lie, buddy.
No.
But if you can sniff it out, I'll send you over to the Jackie Sack, and you can find something nice for yourself. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 2019, actress Ali Stroker became the first person in history in a wheelchair to receive a Tony Award for her production in Oklahoma. Here are 3 fun facts about wheelchairs.
Oh, that's a swerve.
And 1 crushed toe of a lie.
Ow.
Oh, my grandmother, or my Aunt Reba used to run over my toes all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then she would cackle with a crazy chihuahua in her lap that would bite you if you just smelled wrong. All right, buddy, we're talking about wheelchairs. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, the most land ever covered in 24 hours in a wheelchair is Kamala Kanta of India. He went 153 miles in 24 hours. Number 2, wheelchairs have been in use since the 5th century BC. Number 3, the longest recorded wheelchair wheelie is Qi Junhua of China. He wheelied 25.8 miles.
Whoa.
Or lastly, globally, about 65 million people use a wheelchair for mobility. Which of those is a lie?
The first one.
That's the one, buddy. You're a winner. You are a winner. Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, I just messed up every single part of it. That's why. I mean,
That's okay. The only people really upset are you are going to be Jake, Rob, Howard, and Luke.
I wrote this so wonky. It reads like this. It's the most land ever covered in 24 hours in a wheelchair. The guy's name is Kamal Kanta of India. How far do you think he went? I said 153 miles. That's wrong.
205.
Higher.
Yeah, it's lower. It's 133.
Oh, no.
133 miles in
Nailed
a manual wheelchair for one day. Wheelchairs have been in use since the 5th century BC.
Wow.
You know how they knew this? There are etchings of Confucius being pushed around in one.
Really?
Yeah, and that's what they say the very first one. People in China would get, if you were disabled, they would carry you around in a wheelbarrow. And that eventually morphed into what looks like a chariot front with wheelbarrow handles. So the person would sit in what looked to be a chariot chair, and then the person from behind them would just grab them like a wheelbarrow and wheel them around. It wasn't one you could use yourself. You had to have somebody help you out.
Wow.
The longest recorded wheelchair wheelie was Qi Junhua of China. He wheelied 25.8 miles.
Oh, damn.
Tired arms.
Globally, 65 million people are in a wheelchair daily for mobility.
That's a lot of people.
Where do you think the majority of them are?
Florida.
No. That's funny. If you think about this, you can find out there's one particular area of the world.
That's why I guess Florida.
where a giant number of people are in them, and really it's and the ages are what makes it kind of scary.
I was going to say India again.
It's the Middle East because so many people have been disabled by landmines or bombs or something like that. So they have 18 to 44 years old is the number or is the age group in which those people are in wheelchairs because those are the people available for you. An unspoken rule in a wheelchair is if you are in a wheelchair, if you use a wheelchair, right? They consider that part of them. In other words, you don't touch their wheelchair unless you're asked to or you have permission to touch their wheelchair.
Yeah.
As I read today, every one of these groups has a culture, and the culture of people who are confined to wheelchairs, as a rule, it is understood that you don't touch their chair if they don't ask you or anything like that. We have a buddy that's in a wheelchair.
Well, that's personal space.
And nobody asks him. I don't ask him if he needs help ever. There is nobody more capable than our buddy Brian, who has been in a wheelchair since he was a young man. And Jack will tell you, even when we would go, he goes camping with us.
Right.
And we go down the Silver River, and he straps his wheelchair into a tube so that when we get down at the end, he just hops in it himself and gets out. He doesn't need anybody's help. And if he grabs your hand, get ready, because he's going to squeeze the blood out of it.
Right.
Some of the fastest speeds recorded in a manual propelled wheelchair, 18 to 25 miles an hour.
Too
just
fast
ripping
for me.
There are wheelchairs specifically developed for scuba diving. And then also, there's a thing called the Intimate Rider. And it is a wheelchair specifically designed so that disabled people can have sexual relationships in certain scenarios.
Well, that's a way of meeting a need.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
The Intimate Rider. I saw their website today. I was like, that's the
be
cutest.
Googling that.
It's the cutest thing ever. I kind of want one. Oh, by the way, I said something earlier that I didn't realize was so damn offensive. And I know that's really kind of odd. Do you know what it was, Jack? I got called out on the texting service by it. I had no idea.
I do not know.
Yeah, I used the word mongoloid.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Did you know it was bad?
I know, yeah, that has fallen out of favor because that used to be a common thing for
Down syndrome kids.
Yeah.
So I learned that today on the texting service.
Yeah.
In a million years, I would never do anything to insult anybody with Downs or any disability by any means. That's not who I am as a person.
Right.
And when I said that, I always thought it meant like an ogre, like a deformed kind of human ogre kind of monster. I didn't realize it was used to define actual people. I would have never said that in a
From
million years.
Mongolia?
Yeah, or I don't know about Mongolia.
I think that's
it may
a
have been.
Mongoloid would be someone from Mongolia.
I guess.
Mongolian?
I don't know. I just always, as a kid, when somebody said that, it always meant like just just like an ogre, like a monster. I didn't really know it was relating to a person.
Yep, just like autistics used to be referred to as idiot savants.
Right.
And then mongoloid was how you describe someone with Down
Did not
syndrome.
know that. Severely apologize for anybody who may have taken that offensively. Definitely did not mean to say that in an offensive manner at all.
You didn't know that that's what it even
clue.
meant. So.
Absolutely no clue. Completely surprised.
Yeah, you had no idea.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text 77031. Let's take a little break. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Okay.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The left lane's blocked on Orange Avenue northbound before Michigan Street. There's a crash getting cleared up on John Young Parkway where it meets Americana Boulevard. Traffic slowing down due to an accident on State Road 429 southbound at West Road. Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways clearing up an accident on I-4 eastbound at Fairbanks Avenue. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
New Year's resolution is to buy a home? Get your free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and It'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Wait, if I work today, why should I have to wait 2 weeks to get my money? With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Available in select states. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Are you 62 or older and wondering if a reverse mortgage can help you access the equity in your home? It's so easy to get a free reverse mortgage quote with that mortgage guy, Don. Just fill out the online questionnaire at thatmortgageguyDon.com, or you can make an office appointment to meet in person at 1401 Town Plaza Court, Winter Springs, Florida. Happy Home Mortgage, NMLS ID 2418348.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are conquering the unconquerable. Our experts are leading the way with innovative regenerative medicines and biotherapeutics that can repair diseased, injured, or defective tissues and organs to help treat people with chronic medical conditions. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hello, I need a new electrical outlet.
We are learning about pickleball today.
Okay.
Isn't that a funny name?
What about my electrical?
Pickleball.
I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, it's like miniature tennis.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you need electrical work in your home, you need a trustworthy electrician who can clearly explain how to solve any dilemma. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reeswindows.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey guys, I was a student at Lyman High. I graduated in 1982. I was also in their automotive program at the time. It was sophomore through senior. That's the way it was back then. And several weeks after graduating, got a job at a local dealership in Maitland. Won't say the name. But anyway, turned that into a 30-year career. So Lyman is no joke. They have a great program. Thanks, guys.
Clifford, West Palm. Firm believer myself. I don't really do the whole organized religion or church thing, non-denominational, I guess you could say. But I remember as a kid, Constantine came out. What an awesome movie. I got about 30 minutes into it and realized this is a pretty sacrilegious movie. And you know what I did, Jimmy?
Kept watching.
I turned it off.
Oh.
Pretty simple.
Hey, how's it, Ohana? On this wonderful Monday we're having.
Hey, Ohana.
Yep. Had a private education, parochial education, actually, until my parents divorced. And no more money for private school, but I was an altar boy for a short period. St. Mary Magdalene. Dropping names, but bro, I used to chow on those wafers. Used to fill my pocket up and snack on them all the time. Just saying. They are tasty. Aloha.
Aloha. Tasty, though?
They are not tasty.
They're not tasty.
I remember when we were going to CCD or
Right.
Sunday school, and before we made our communion, they came out and they gave us one before they were blessed, and it's hard cardboard.
It is.
There's nothing tasty about it.
No. I've had tastier rice cakes, and that's saying something.
Yeah, rice cakes are nasty.
I never get it stuck at the top of your mouth, and you're like, oh, I've got the Lord stuck in my palate.
Yeah, they are. They're bland, saltless. It is literally like eating a sheet of paper. But that wine. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yep.
Do you guys think you are dry beggars? By the way, Ray Trinley coming up in just a few.
Dry beggars.
You think you're a dry beggar? Now, this is not a recognized term. This is a term that was used in the context of the story by the author, and it is a slang term for this certain behavior.
Yes.
Do you think you know what it is?
I think I got to guess.
All right. What do you think a dry beggar is? Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay, Jack. What do you think a dry beggar is?
You insinuate you're trying to get something, but you won't come out and say it, so you keep dropping hints to get it.
That's exactly it, dude.
Oh yeah, that's me.
The minute I read this story, I'm like, oh, that's Jack Bradshaw. That's Jack Bradshaw.
Yeah.
So here's what it is. And to be honest with you, this is kind of funny because it's usually, as I know it. But I'm already in the pool. I might as well jump in deeper, right?
There you go. Both feet.
I think this is a female thing. And that's probably going to be, I think primarily this is a female thing. So basically what it is this. It's instead of saying, let me exactly, they have a perfect thing here. Instead of saying, man, I wish we spent more time together, you say something like, oh, yeah, I guess I'll just stay home with the cat again tonight. You know, in other words, if the person's going out,
that's called passive aggressive.
That is passive aggressive.
That's why it's my wheelhouse.
But they call it dry begging because you can be passive aggressive without trying to achieve anything, just to be a complete douchebag. You can be passive aggressive just to be snarky and terrible, or you can use it to try to gain something, and that's exactly what they're saying. Dry begging is when someone asked indirectly for something, there's a need, but they're not stating it clearly.
Jack.
What? I already fessed up.
It says, instead of making a straightforward request or voicing a direct want, someone who's dry begging hints at a need and makes a vague complaint about that thing.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what dry begging is. I wish we spent more time together. Okay, I guess I'll just stay home with the cat.
Well, that's a tactic that's not going to work, because would you want to stay home with someone who says, all right, well, I guess I'll just stay home with the cat tonight?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I think we've all run into these people.
We've all been these people at certain points.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Really? That's kind of odd. I definitely, I'm not going to say that I haven't done this, because obviously in your life, there's no way I could go back and reflect on everything I've ever done. But I don't really kind of try to achieve stuff like that. I just ask.
Well,
like,
yeah.
There'd be no reason for me to kind of beat around the bush and go, oh, man, I really wish I had a girl that'd go hang out with me sometimes. I'd just simply say, hey, I want you to come with me and do this. There'd be no reason for me to do that.
But then what do you say when she says no?
Well, I mean, I go and do it by myself then. And they said,
try some dry begging next time.
They said it weaponizes emotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It says it can come from a place of insecurity, fear, or manipulation. Now, this woman is a licensed clinical professional counselor. She says, but it also could be something that people grow up with. And they just kind of learn that somebody in their family does this, and you just kind of learn how to do it.
Or not necessarily that you see someone in your family do this, but maybe when you're coming up, you learned early on that your needs outside of food, shelter, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they're not going to be met. So you have to find a different way of stating a need, kind of like make it their idea.
Yeah, I would think that is certainly part of it, for sure.
Because you learn where priorities are and where your needs fall in that priority.
Yeah. And they're saying here, for example, in a romantic relationship, if one partner wants to have sex and the other one doesn't, instead of flat out saying how they feel, someone who is dry begging may say something like, quote, well, most people would be happy that their partner wants to have sex with them all the time and is attracted to them all the time. You know, in other words, trying to guilt somebody into doing something they want to do just by saying, you know, by almost making their position virtuous.
Yeah,
by
exactly.
saying, hey,
you're lucky.
Yeah, you're really lucky. I mean, I couldn't want to have sex with you.
Right, exactly.
And that's really not even the point of the entire thing at all, actually. It says, it's kind of like I should be giving into this. That's how dry begging works. In other words, it sounds like, you know, like, oh, I guess I should just do this because this person wants it and I should do it. And
well,
instead of just going, hey, man, I'd like to have sex tonight.
Well,
or just starting the process, you know?
As soon as you put the word dry in front of it, you took all the fun out of it.
well, I guess there'd be no wet begging because there'd be no begging.
No.
Yeah.
There could be some dry, you know, but...
It's not always manipulative, but it certainly can be. But I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. First, I look at what the intention is, and is it a pattern of behavior? Do people do this all the time?
Is this your preferred method of communication?
Exactly. And it's often linked to narcissism.
I was just going to say that.
It really is. As both experts say, it can be a tool narcissists use to get their needs met. Not everyone who occasionally dry begs is a narcissist.
It's the dry begging name. Can we just come up with something different?
And that they actually mention that that's not the name, and they're using that name.
Okay, good.
It says with narcissism, there's a high level of entitlement. You may get a hint or a prompt, but you could get a lot more covert demands as well. It feels like a guilt thing to me. That's exactly what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
You're trying to just use a snarky comment to guilt somebody into knowing how you feel rather than just saying it.
And that's the emotion you're weaponizing.
Yeah.
Using guilt to, you know, if they care about you.
Oh,
if you
man.
cared about me, you wouldn't go.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to that day. I wish I was going to dinner tonight with fancy wine and nice food. Yeah, I wish I was watching the show I liked.
Not with that attitude, Mister.
You can just keep dry begging.
It says that narcissists are typically seen as manipulative, so there can be an overlap. Narcissists are often needy as well. Dry begging is definitely a needy behavior.
I thought I recognized that MO.
What?
That playbook.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I knew somebody who would execute it quite exceptionally.
Is it me?
No.
Okay, good. See, I didn't dry beg that. I just asked you directly.
My ex-husband.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Narcissist with a capital N.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How would he dry beg you, though? Do you have like...
Oh, just like any example. Any example.
Well, you told me
anytime.
You've told me a couple things of things that he would like, how he was always trying to be prettier. Like he was real kind
No,
of...
he was trying to get me to be prettier.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, couldn't watch TV without hearing, you should cut your hair like her.
Oh, really?
Oh, if you ever cut your hair, I'll leave you. Oh, you should wear glasses like her. You should dress like her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who is this her he loved?
I don't know. It seemed like everyone other than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so then I let him go.
Somebody who engages in dry begging would say something like, "Oh, must be nice to have a husband that cooks."
Oh, see, that
All right.
that
All right.
just...
I guess I'll just hang up these pictures alone.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably use that one.
Right. The whole thing is like, if you had somebody like, just ask.
Right.
You don't have to make any snarky comments, and you don't have to waste any time. Just go, "Hey, help me hang these pictures," or "Hey, help me do this." Most people are just like, "I would love to help." Just ask me. Be respectful and ask me.
I wonder if those are just the lessons you learn from being young, right? And being worried that if you directly ask that you're being demanding.
Right.
So you find cutesy little ways to get your message across. And then you get older and you're like, F this. I don't have enough time.
Right.
Help me hang the pictures.
Exactly.
please."
Just ask the question. It says
Yeah.
they're not being very clear about it. And here's the other thing. What if I don't speak that language? Like if I don't speak that dry begging and I don't understand your what you're trying to do, what am I supposed to do?
You've been dry something in your life. Yeah. Hey, you. We've all been there.
It says it's common.
No shame.
And really, to be honest with you, and this is
Oh, it's
true.
very common.
Because one of the things that what we say is one of the hardest questions ever is, what do you want?
It's the hardest thing to answer.
People have a very difficult time answering the question, what do you want? And it says here, it's common that people aren't really taught how to ask for things in a way that's really clear and direct. I remember as a kid, I couldn't ask for anything. I knew my parents were broke. There was no way that I could ever ask for it. So back as a kid, I'd be like,
Tommy got this.
Tommy
and
got
it looked really cool.
Yeah, Tommy got new cleats for baseball. I hope I'm going to be as fast as Tommy.
Yeah, that's that first lesson you learn in childhood, right?
Yeah.
Because again, you learned early on where your priorities, where your needs where they lie. So if your need for food and shelter has already been covered, cleats isn't going to be part of the list.
Right, exactly. And that's exactly how I would kind of focus it with my parents, because I knew that if I asked directly, I would almost kind of get in trouble for it.
Yeah, same
for
here.
asking for anything, because you
know better.
We kind of knew.
Right.
If your fourth night in a row of beans and ham, you kind of had the idea that things weren't going all that great, and you asking for new Nike cleats definitely wasn't going to come into play.
Right, exactly.
So you could make a side comment like that, hoping to guilt your mom or dad into doing something nice.
And again, back to the earlier when you said that this is more of a female thing, think of the one thing that females aren't really taught.
How to ask for things.
How to be direct.
Yeah, and be direct,
How
right.
to be direct without being labeled
you're a
difficult,
bitch.
demanding,
Yeah.
a bitch. So you find, less attack ways to try and get your goal. But in the end, it just means you're not being clear.
Right.
You're muddying the waters, and you just end up pissing the other person off because just tell me what you want.
And the funny thing is the clinical psychologists really say that exact thing. This is a nice piece. If you want to read this is Yahoo Life, yahoo.com. In their life element, you can see it, and it talks about dry begging. You can kind of type that in. You'll see that. And it's a really long article. But what is unique about it is the psychologists basically say, just tell the person doing it. Like, you don't have to do that.
Right.
Just simply ask me what you need. Like, if instead of going, man, the neighbor's yard looks really nice, I wish ours was mowed like that, or something like that. Just go, hey, the yard needs to be mowed. When can you plan doing that? Or, when can we knock that out? Something like that, rather than, doing something. Because it seems kind of,
it's passive aggressive.
It seems essy.
It
doesn't.
is.
It doesn't, because it seems like you don't know me well enough to ask the question, or you
trust me enough.
You don't trust me enough just to go, hey, do this.
I got this.
Right. Or vice versa.
Somebody texted 77031. Damn. That's how my wife talks to me when I leave for soccer.
I bet a bunch of people out there listening to the show right now.
Oh,
and
we can all.
For men and women would understand that there are people in their life that do this kind of thing. And really, to be honest with you, what they say is confront it immediately. Just simply say, what do you need? Just tell me what you need.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
Yeah, it's not.
And somebody else texted, and they are so true about this. People on the spectrum would be lost. People on the spectrum are direct AF. It's like talking to a child.
Right.
You are fat. Your breath stinks. You are ugly. Can we go have lunch? There's nothing implied about that. It's just stating fact and moving on.
Right.
All that little innuendo
That's gone.
that you try to use to get around just stating what you really want, you're just going to end up confusing a bunch of people.
Yeah. Great piece, though. If you want to read that again, Yahoo Life today, you can go grab it and read the entire thing. It's a pretty long piece, but it's also really interesting, and a lot of stuff in there from two clinical psychologists that talk about people who deal with this dry begging thing. And it is a personality, not disorder, because it's not malicious by any means. It's just usually how those people grew up asking for things because they didn't know how. And all it takes is, and I say this word with love and respect, correction, to simply say, hey, you don't need to do that. Just ask me what you need.
Unless it's part of a narcissist tool book, then you want to look for your exit.
You might want to.
Because they don't change.
Stage left. There you go. All right, 407-916-1041. Text 77031. Our buddy Ray Tremblay from TK Law is next.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Emergency crews are off to the shoulder, clearing up an accident on State Road 429 southbound at West Road. There's a crash off to the shoulder getting cleared up on Florida's Turnpike southbound at Hancock Road. And accidents reported on Orange Avenue northbound before Michigan Street. The left lane's blocked there. Look out for a crash where Summerton Boulevard meets Redbug Lake Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Starbucks.
The Starbucks Summer Berry Refresher is officially back. Bold notes of raspberry, blueberry, and blackberry shaken with ice and poured over raspberry-flavored pearls. Try it with lemonade or coconut milk. Available for a limited time. Your Summer Berry Refresher is ready at Starbucks.
Hey, let me tell you about our Eustace Roofing. These guys are awesome. They were on with us last week, and the segment went very well. A lot of people were like, man, that's really good information to have. Look, man, if you have a roof here in Central Florida and you think there's a possibility this summer, it cannot be a good summer for you because of the rain and storms, call these guys. Get this free estimate because, man, they can really change the way that your house looks and feels with the brand new roof. In 2021, they were the National Roofing Company of the Year, 4.9 Google rating with over 1,000 reviews. Been open since 1959, man, protecting Florida homes for over 65 years. No interest financing is available. They serve all of Central Florida. I'll tell you something else. They're doing this inspection thing now. You get on the line with these guys, call them up. They'll inspect your roof, kind of give you an idea of what kind of health it's in, and then give you some suggestions on how you can make it better. They could even satisfy your insurance carrier by cleaning or rejuvenating your roof, adding years to it. What you have to do is get these guys on your property for a free estimate. It's EustaceRoofing.com. That's right. Contact your trusted roofing advisor at EustaceRoofing.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Kia Center August 2nd and 3rd. Brought to you by BKT Tires, your local Ford dealers, and Morgan & Morgan.
Are you tired of your glasses or contact lenses? Maybe it's time for a change. For a limited time, the Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK exams and $500 off each eye. That's right, clear vision and up to $1,000 in savings, just in time for sunshine, road trips, and poolside selfies. Call now, 800-EYE-EXAM. That's 800-EYE-EXAM. Or visit them online at filatowskieye.com. Take that first step toward clear, confident vision before this offer ends. Call 800-EYE-EXAM. The Filatowski Eye Institute. Trusted, local, life-changing.
When dealerships compete for your trade, you win at Greenway Kia. Trade in your car with us and over 40 Greenway dealerships will compete for it, which means you get top dollar for your trade-in. We're talking up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. Wondering what your trade is worth? Get your fast free appraisal online now at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia on East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North in Longwood.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
Future health, weight loss.
Can't afford Ozempic? Think again. Future Health offers Wegovy for $199. It's Ozempic, but FDA approved for weight loss. Get this limited time deal at futurehealth.com today for the best price on the market. No insurance needed, no tricky syringes, just faster weight loss. Visit futurehealth.com, future without the E, to start losing weight this week.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum. Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed. Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected. It's amazing.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Jimmy, there are only 2 video games I played as an adult. One was Tiger Woods Golf and College Football by EA Sports. And they stopped making the Tiger Woods Golf because, well, you know, Perkins waitresses. And the College Football they stopped making because of the whole thing about paying college athletes. Well, now they re-released it last year, and it got me. Bought a PS5 and hadn't played video games in years, and it was like I never stopped. It's like the one game I still will play today.
Jack, if you're looking for a new game to play, I highly recommend Expedition 33. It's on Game Pass. I promise you won't regret it.
Exhibition 33?
Yeah.
Or Expedition?
Expedition
There you
33, and it's got a French name in front of it. It's Ross was telling me about this. Some guys broke off from Ubisoft, and they're like, this is how we think we should, make games. And it was like a group of less than 30 people, and they created this game. And it's I watched the video about it. It's just gorgeous, beautiful looking.
What's the goal?
I don't know yet, but you're on an expedition. But I plan it's free, which is my It's right in the wheelhouse of my favorite price.
Yeah.
And so I have Game Pass. I'm going to check it out. It's been recommended by quite a few people who really like gaming, so I figured it's worth checking out.
The old free 99.
Yeah,
I like that.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Every single Monday around this time, around 6:20 or so, we invite a good friend to come in. He runs TK Law over there in Altamont Springs, onefirmforlife.com. His firm handles a bunch of stuff. Trip and falls, estate planning, divorces, everything in between.
You want to know how I know that's true? Because I saw in the Orlando Weekly Award nominations, they are in several different categories.
I didn't know that, so that's
Very
news
nice.
to me.
Yeah, most handsome, highest jumper, all that fun stuff.
Best podcast.
Best hair.
Really? That's, again, all news to me.
Best inability to get into a building.
That I think I should be number one
winner.
on. Yeah.
You guys give it up good laugh for Ray Trindley. The very revived and fresh-eyed Ray Trindley.
You know, you got to do what works for you. And,
You do, buddy.
You know.
It's good to see you, man.
A
I
good
really
night of
is.
sleep helps.
I hollered at you on Friday. This is when I knew that he was taking a little time for himself, which is absolutely one of those things I will never, ever, ever look at somebody and go, you should be at work. Because you need that so bad, especially with high-pressure jobs. And I called you on Friday to talk about this whole thing with Marcos Lopez because, man, what a mess over there. And he's like, I'm at the gun range. I'm like, no need to. That's good.
Yeah.
You're fine. I'll talk to you on Monday. We can do this Monday. And we didn't really talk about it at length other than the breaking news that happened. But man, this thing is crazy, and they're not. Are they done charging people, Deborah? Have you heard anything?
I believe they are done. That his co-conspirators have already been arrested.
All right, very good.
I didn't know that had happened. I know that there were some more layoffs over at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office today. I don't know if any of that's related. They haven't said that's related, but my guess is we will continue to get additional information about this, and generally to the extent to which there was a criminal conspiracy that was happening.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I find this interesting is the Diddy case is going on right now. Mm-hmm. And as you watch the Diddy case or Puff Daddy or Sean Combs or however you want to refer to him, we're getting those updates daily. And, we talked about this last week a little bit. Like, there are a number of legal scholars who believe that the state hasn't really proven their case against him. And there's a possibility they won't prove a case because it wasn't a quote-unquote criminal enterprise. Yeah, It's awful. Everything he did was awful. There's no question. He's a terrible human being, a monster of a human being. There's no question that. But that doesn't make him a crime boss that handles a crime family that racketeers for a criminal enterprise.
Right.
That doesn't prove that per se. They're working on it as much as they possibly can. And the reason I wanted to kind of parallel these two cases is because this one is clearly racketeering because there was a gambling operation that not only was he a part of in the beginning, from what I understand, he also graduated to be sheriff, was elected, and now used that power to protect that institution that he left.
Well, and what makes this case a little bit different and unique is as a sheriff, there's a higher level of public trust that's going into that individual to protect and serve and follow the laws of the state of Florida. And so, what makes, a little bit of a distinction between just being a bad person doing really egregiously awful things and somebody who is now furthering this criminal enterprise as, they're going to try to prove it, is going to be that element of using the power and influence of a public official to either shield the enterprise, to cover for the enterprise, to maybe even, and this is where, again, additional facts and information comes out, maybe fire people who are looking into this enterprise.
Right.
There's all these little layers and elements that go into, being in that position and possibly using that position in a way that is misappropriating that authority.
Does it make the charges more egregious because of his position, because he was an elected official? I mean, would a judge look at this guy and let's say there's a crime boss on the right and this guy on the left, will the sheriff get adjudicated more seriously or more severely because of that?
Yeah. So there's a former prosecuting attorney who was a chief judge in Seminole County, and he just recently passed away about a year ago now, and he was a good friend and good mentor. And part of the reason why he became a prosecutor was they couldn't get anybody in the state of Florida to prosecute a few of these mob bosses that existed at the time. And out of a out-of-stater, he kind of took an approach of, I'll do it. And he kind of made a reputation for being no nonsense as a prosecutor on these people who had a lot of law enforcement in their pocket. And there's been a trend that you see through the legal system that when, whether it's a sheriff or an undersheriff or deputy is involved in an enterprise like this, the law almost always throws the book at them, because that's the only way you can curb this type of behavior is to make an example and to make the punishment really fit the crime.
Which is why I was shocked they gave him bond.
Yeah, well, he hasn't bonded yet, though, but they did give him $1 million bond.
I really thought that they were going to say, you are the sheriff. This is something that has been eluded for at least 20 years. Time to make an example out of you like we would do if it was some other regular Joe Schmo.
Well, and the question is always ties to the community, likelihood that they're going to skip bail, things like that.
Yeah. He ain't going nowhere.
I would imagine, again, I don't have the intimate details. I imagine that if you're part of the prosecution team on this, you've frozen the assets, you've notified the banks, you feel pretty comfortable that the financial resources that would be necessary to be utilized, he doesn't have those abilities or that capability at this point.
Yeah, you can't think that he doesn't have access to that, though, outside that building, though. I mean, you can't. If you're running a gambling enterprise that you've been protecting for years to the tune of like $26.1 million, chances are you could probably make a call or two and sniff out a couple of $1,000 to get to haul ass. But the fact is, this guy ain't going to get out of anybody's sight. They'll probably park a guy outside his house, right?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
This guy's going nowhere. Well, he'll have an ankle bracelet for sure.
Yeah,
but
he did have to give up his passport.
Right, all of that. I mean, the best possible option he would have to flee is via water to snip that bracelet. But he wouldn't be able to get. I wouldn't think he'd get a mile from his house.
Yeah, I think you're right. Obviously, it would be tremendous and sensational news if he got beyond that.
Now, let me ask a question, because I do find it very interesting, and Deb and I talked about this initially. When he was arrested, he was taken to Lake County. Now, I think he's in Tavares jail. Is that where it is, Deb?
Yeah, he's in Tavares, still in the Lake County jail, because he has to prove that $1 million bond isn't using any of the
ill-gotten gains.
Ill-gotten gains, exactly.
So I did find it interesting because he is the sheriff of Osceola, was arrested in Osceola because he was in uniform when they took him in.
Right.
And then they took him to Lake County. Now, we were kind of trying to, figure out why they would do that. My guess was, and I think we both kind of guessed this at the same time, for his own safety. But that can't be the only reason, can it?
I think safety is generally one of the predominant concerns when you have somebody who's the sheriff and you're putting them in a county lockup. That's definitely going to be a big part of it. I think the other part of it is there's conflicts that exist, right? I mean, the people that you were just in charge of supervising
hours earlier,
mentoring,
right?
Those are the people that are going to be in charge of being responsible for you. And there's a possible conflict of interest that exists there. And you think you know all the parts of the puzzle and all the people that were involved and knew about it, but you don't really know.
Right.
And so I think that there's a precaution there. And again, my guess is before they signed that warrant for his arrest, they had already played all this out in front of a judge, and the judge had said, yeah, this is the best way for us to do this.
Sure, I bet. Yeah.
And so, it's a little unique for, to be a sister county like that. But again, that's why we have regional conflict counsel anyway, is because we understand, like, there are times where, the Osceola County Sheriff's Office is going to be in charge of prosecuting somebody who they may not want to prosecute. And we have FDLE to be involved for that. We have part of the reason we have the constitutional sheriff system that we have in the state of Florida is also for the same reason, right? These people have been appointed and then elected to carry out the laws of the state of Florida, irrespective of their geographic areas.
And that must explain why Osceola County was not involved in this investigation whatsoever. It was the state and FDLE.
Yeah.
Correct.
Ray Trinley with us, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. He comes in on Mondays all the time to discuss some legal stuff that's happening. So one more question about this real quick. So I did notice while reading that, this investigation had been going on for quite a while. So in your experience, when you prosecute people and they've been investigated of this nature, whether it be from an insurance company, from law enforcement, whatever the case may be, what is the defining point where they say to themselves, okay, we're good. We have enough information to convict? Because, they've been after this guy. They've been watching this dude for a long time.
Before he was ever sheriff.
Right. This wasn't just like they stumbled onto this a few weeks ago. They've been following this for years. So they've and I'm not saying this in a
let him hang himself with his own rope.
I understand, but they also let him continue on with the enterprise for many, many years. So that thing ran and made money for many years while they gathered information. How do they gauge that? Like, how do they, because you say to yourself, well, God, they let this guy get away with this for a year. Why would they do that? Enriching people, illegally for over a year.
Well, and I think from my perspective, again, I'm not the one they call to make these charging decisions. I'm the one they call after they made the charging decisions. But from my perspective, what I think you want to see is that there's a clear money trail. And not only is there a clear money trail, but you can see, okay, this is the transaction that was happening. So I contacted him on this day. He showed up on this day. I paid him this day. Because what you want to avoid is any kind of argument from the defense side that he didn't know what he was doing. He was unaware of exactly what was happening. Politically, they said that they would help me out. So maybe I'm doing some, maybe not great political things, but I certainly wasn't, part of this criminal enterprise.
Right, yeah.
Separating those two concepts, because that's where we see a lot of this, right? We see a lot of the defense side on these types of cases is, this wasn't motivated by my intent to help commit a crime or continue a criminal enterprise. It was just me being political, and I didn't know where they were donating this money from. It was just I was getting donations.
Even at his bond hearing, it was, well, this is just a money crime at this point.
Right.
It's just a money crime. He's the sheriff.
He said that?
Oh, his lawyers did at his bond hearing.
Oh, my God. Well, that's a terrible look.
One of the factors is on that point, one of the factors is danger to the community.
Right.
And so, I had a bond hearing one time where my client stole a U-Haul. And believe it or not, the Florida law on U-Hauls and not returning U-Hauls is pretty severe. And so we made a very similar argument. It's just a money issue. This could be dealt with in civil court. It doesn't need to be this big, charade. So like that argument happens all the time when you're talking about property crimes. But obviously we're not talking about a $30,000 U-Haul. We're talking about a couple mil in criminal enterprise.
Yeah. I don't know what the scope was or how many places they had that was, that were doing the operations. I don't know much about that. And did it go beyond Osceola and Lake? Do we know any of that? Orange?
I think it went down to Polk, because I think I saw something from Grady Judd.
That said they had some in Polk County?
I don't know if they said he had. I think he talked about it.
Yeah, because a lot of local sheriffs weighed in on it because, again, my other issue with this is that, Marcos Lopez not only sullied his own name, but he was the first Hispanic sheriff in the state of Florida. Yeah. What a way. Just talk about not reading the room and seeing beyond the responsibility of the county in which you serve.
In a predominantly Hispanic county.
Yes, what a POS.
You make it to that threshold of being that guy where that entire community can look up to you, and what do?
And say,
you literally just let every one of them down.
Yep, that's the first thing I thought of. I thought, way to go.
Yeah, great job.
Well,
no tienes orgullo.
And he's
that means he doesn't have pride.
Okay, we don't have to dump that.
And he's innocent until he's proven guilty. But the facts and the information we've seen from the news is not very favorable to him.
No, nor should it be. I mean, talk about abusing your power if the allegations are true.
Right.
Put on our lawyer, our FCC, keep it legal hat. Reportedly, allegedly.
30 seconds. How do you defend this guy?
Make it about politics. This is somebody who's coming after him politically, and he didn't do anything wrong, and try to work out a plea.
That's it. Number one thing. Try to work out a plea.
Yep.
Lessen the blow of the crime to the public, to the jury, to the judge.
Deny.
Hey, look, this guy came from this. It was hard for him to shake this old lifestyle of his, even after being elected. He was kind of caught up culturally. He was caught up in it. He really got in beyond his means. He wanted to quit for years, but he couldn't do it.
I don't even think you acknowledge. I think you say he never really directly participated in it. and he didn't really know what he was doing.
And he didn't profit from it. He doesn't have the $100,000 to get out of jail.
Right.
He does. He can't prove that it's not
exactly
ill-gotten gains.
And they believe
That's a fair point.
Jack and Jim law.
They believe he received between $700,000 and $900,000 of the $21.6 million.
They spent all that on tanning and
Allegedly.
eyebrows. It's wild.
I mean, how much do you spend on tanning and eyebrows? I know that's probably what I spend.
It's expensive stuff.
All right, what do you have for, you heard it here first?
The Pentagon to deploy 700 Marines to Los Angeles. Speaking of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, an executive leader there has been terminated. And we say goodbye to a funk rock pioneer. We'll talk about that next during You Heard It Here First.
You got it. Let's take a little break. We'll come back, do a few more minutes with Ray Trindley, get the hell out of here on a Monday.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Hey there, Central Florida, Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We're looking at some thunderstorms again Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons. With the humidity, the heat index would be up to 107 each afternoon across Central Florida. Lowering rain chances slightly later this week into the weekend. Temperatures are still going to be above average. It looks like mid-90s heading into the weekend. The tropical Atlantic remains quiet and should stay quiet for the foreseeable future. From Fox 35, I'm meteorologist Noah Berggren.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
What up, Mario Lopez here, and you know I love me a throwback like the Staples Easy button. It's back and bringing more easy than ever. Custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. Yeah, Staples, that was easy.
Hey guys, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Nickley Group. These guys are awesome. And remember, man, real estate market trends are a really local thing. Just a story in the Sentinel, I think 2 days ago, yesterday, about prices for homes in Central Florida still surging. You're still getting top dollar for real estate right here in Central Florida. And of course, your home is usually your biggest asset. If you're ready to make a move, you want to cash out and move on to the next stage of your life, it's the Nickley Group. This is the team you need to hire. Here's why. They get about 6% on average more for your homes than their competitors, and they sell that twice as fast. So guys, if you're looking to make that move, the Nickley Group is the answer. And if you're a buyer, new to Orlando, looking for that magical home in that magical place, nobody, and I mean nobody's even close to knowing more about Central Florida and what it offers than the guys at the Nickley Group. And their VIP program will really set the tone for you. Free appraisals, free home warranties, free moving trucks and supplies. They even have an early access program that gets you into off-market properties before they even get listed. You can't lose. And the guaranteed cash offer is a no-brainer. No showings, no open houses, and that deal can close in just 14 days. It's the NickleyGroup.com. You can't beat them. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front. Never deal with the insurance companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Summer is right on the doorstep, and heat is here already. We're talking triple-digit feels-like temperatures. When are you going solar? It's the best way to cut down your electric bill is solar power, and the company to do it is Solar Source. 40 years in business, over 75,000 homes taken care of. They have been around the longest here in Orlando, in the Tampa area as well. They are the company of record for solar in our community with an industry-leading 25-year warranty. And this summer is when you need to move and take advantage of federal rebates of 30% off. You want to even add battery storage for your home? They have a pay-as-you-go battery package, and it works great. Check it out. Your one-stop stop for solar is solarsource.com. It is solarsource.com.
Kick off your summer with free breakfast, live music, and ice-cold drinks. Join the Monsters in the Morning Friday, June 20th for a live broadcast at the Crimson House in New Smyrna Beach. Bring a food donation for the Volusia Food Bank and enjoy a free hot breakfast from Bagel King. Chill with Bud and Bud Light buckets, sip from a full wine and beer bar, grab some exclusive merch, and vibe to live music all morning long. It's the Monsters Summer Kickoff Live Show, sponsored by Budweiser and Bud Light in support of the Folds of Honor Foundation, Camus Vineyards, Promos for You, and Coronado Beach Productions. Don't miss it. Friday, June 20th at the Crimson House.
The NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Delta helps you see the world. The Delta experience leaves you ready to take it on. Delta's dedicated crew is there to anticipate your every need, and the app puts you in total control at every step of your travel journey. Stay connected to what matters most with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi. So flight time feels more like me time. With exclusive partnerships and SkyMiles rewards, every part of the Delta experience is designed to make the journey part of the joy of travel.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and it'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan.
Our friends at TK Law want to remind us to look ahead. So we will look ahead on Real Radio tomorrow on the Monsters in the Morning Tuesday edition. Angel is back from celebrating his birthday. Detective Barb will be in. And all week, the boys will have Universal Studio tickets. You want to go to Universal Orlando? Listen to the Monsters in the Morning this week on Real Radio. Look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Jim, Colbert crew, happy Monday. Hey, wife just notified me she got an alert from her company, security-wise, that when people doing these spam calls and call you and there's nobody on the other end, you say hello, and then a tape clips on and says, "Can you hear me?" You go, "Yes." And apparently they are recording that voice just to make a purchase on your behalf somewhere else.
Wow, I did not know that. I don't answer any of those calls, but I never knew that. That's crazy.
I tell people never say yes.
Really?
Wow.
So hit me with that again now so I understand. Everybody understands what's going on?
Yeah, so what they're doing is those are automatically recorded conversations. And so what they want you to say is yes or something that would be in the affirmative. I don't know if you've ever dealt with one of those phone calls with a rep where they're like, "Can you say yes on this recorded line?" The idea is that they can record that and then transpose that and say, "This is Jim saying yes to buying this new car,"
along with any other personal information they may have gotten about you as part of the dossier on the
right.
deep
Well, they
dark
already
web.
have your name, they have your address, they have all these other your date of birth.
And now they have you saying
And now they
yes.
have you saying yes. And
Wow.
so then they go buy a car for this guy in Wisconsin. And
Hey.
it's the first thing that came to mind. I'm sorry.
Smart man.
Texas.
All right.
There you go.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack. And our buddy Ray Trenley. Again, onefirmforlife.com. Office is right there in Altamont Springs. If you guys have any issues, whether it be divorce, estate planning, if you've had a trip and fall, anything like that, these guys have attorneys that will cover all of those things. So that's why we say onefirmforlife.com, and you can call them up and just tell them your problem, and they'll dial you up.
We'll help you out.
Yeah, for sure.
Call Ray and tell him your problems.
All right, yeah. Somebody just said that you're their favorite segment of all the shows.
It's honestly one of the best comments I've ever heard. So no, and I'm sincere about that. This is literally the hardest part of my entire job.
Is coming here to do this?
Well, just trying to be entertaining. I don't think I'm an entertaining person. You guys make me seem entertaining.
No, you're entertaining.
You're fine. You're fine.
I'm just a nerd that has a job where I get to be a nerd.
You play video games?
I do, and I'm actually looking at this game, and I'm like, this game looks kind of fun.
Did you hear about the new Xbox controller? They're going to release an Xbox like a handheld.
The Ally.
Yeah, that's coming.
Oh, interesting. I have not heard that.
Oh, yeah, they released that yesterday. Revealed it. Yeah.
You got a Switch yet?
I have the original Switch. I'm not going to get the 2 until the prices come down a little bit.
No, it ain't coming down, dude. I got bad news for you.
Yeah,
that thing's going to be $500 forever. I guarantee you. I mean, this thing's just selling like crazy. I mean, there are people waiting outside like it was an iPhone back in 2008.
I know some people that have purchased them and resold them. And
oh, yeah.
There's a market for it.
Oh, you bet your ass there is. All right, let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, the U.S. military is deploying 700 Marines to Los Angeles as anti-ICE rallies and protests continue to take place. The group will increase military presence in the city after the Trump administration ordered 2,000 California National Guard troops there over the weekend. U.S. Northern Command noted that the Marines are, quote, trained in de-escalation, crowd control, and standing rules for the use of force, end quote. Closer to home, Nerva Rodriguez, the executive director at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, was terminated today. That's according to the Sheriff's Office themselves. This comes after Sheriff Marcos Lopez was arrested while in uniform on felony charges related to that massive illegal gambling operation. Now, he's since been suspended by the governor. Details regarding whether Rodriguez's termination is connected to that operation is still unclear, but the headline on the Orlando Sentinel just moments ago is that she said she had no knowledge that this operation was going on. Osceola County Sheriff's Office said a civilian employee named Ruben De Jesus, who was a special events manager, was also terminated today.
Maybe a possibility that, I don't know, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not going to speculate. Not on that one.
You'll know the name Nerva. She actually made a little bit of waves when Stefan Stearns, the suspect in the Madeline Soto murder, was being taken into jail. She was recording a video for social media that some were like,
I remember that. Yeah, you said that earlier. I know because he was going from outside inside. And she got him there, yeah.
And she was standing there saying things to him, and people were like, I'm not really sure that's a good look. And then finally, Jack broke this earlier today, but if you haven't heard... Sing it, baby. Well, funk rock pioneer Sly Stone has died at the age of 82. In a statement, his family said Stone passed away peacefully, surrounded by his children after a long battle with COPD. Stone fronted the group Sly and the Family Stone, who had hits like Family Affair and Everyday People, like you just heard. If you're new to that music and you want to dip your toe into it, check out The Summer of Soul. It's a 2021 American independent documentary about the 1969 Harlem Cultural Festival that took place. Like everybody was talking about Woodstock.
Right, yeah.
And everybody talked about the Harlem Cultural Festival, directed by Questlove.
Nice.
And it was fantastic.
Really? You saw it?
Yeah.
And
really
so did you, Jimmy. We did it for What'd You Do that's new. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
A week that I saw it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember it. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
That makes me feel so much better, actually, about so many things.
I did not remember it. I'm sorry.
And you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
And Mr. Sin, Sylvester Stallone's still alive.
Yeah, there he is. Who do we have to thank today?
It's a list. We want to start it off by thanking the friendliest attorney, Ray Trendley from TK Law, y'all. OneFirmForLife.com. Also want to thank Stefan Gilliam from 96.9 The Game, stepping in for a vacationing Brandon Kravitz. If you missed his sports segment or our next guest, we want to thank Dave Moy, teacher and lead instructor of the Lyman High School team, racing their EVs
That's
at
right.
Daytona tomorrow.
Go Greyhounds.
Also want to thank FPL spokesperson Isabella Burkhart. And if you missed their segment as well, the podcast has already been posted at Jim Colbert, The Jim Colbert Show. And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, man, that was a really cool interview. A STEM program over at Lyman doing an EV race where they FPL gives them like a frame and everything to build a little EV race car, and they build it over there, and they're racing them tomorrow in Daytona.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. Jack, do we have a question of the day?
Yes. Are you a dry beggar?
That still makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. 100% say yes.
No, they don't. 28% do.
And the rest are lying.
I was going to say those are the ones that admitted to it.
Exactly.
Hey, don't forget to grab your tickets to the big comedy show coming up in Mount Dora this Saturday night. Ross, Kevin Dean, Joel Warren, AJ Klein. That's right.
Angel from the Monsters.
That's right.
The
Angel from the
birthday
Monsters is going to be
boy.
awesome right there in Mount Dora. Where do you go online to find it?
realradio.fm/comedy. That's realradio.fm/comedy. And the link for tickets is right there.
They're
Very
only
nice.
$20.
Yeah, $20. I'll be there Saturday night hanging out.
Me too.
It'll be a good time.
Me too.
Always good seeing you, bud.
Good to see you.
Again, that's OneFirmForLife.com. TK Law offices right there in Altamont Springs. Have a good week, man.
Appreciate you too.
You got it. All right, let's get out of here. On behalf of Deb, Jack, Ray, and I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. It's Tommy Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.
And stay cool. Bye.
Oh, Lord.
If you missed any part of today's show, check out The Jim Colbert Show on demand. And for highlighted feature segments, listen to The Jim Colbert Show The Goods. Both are available for free on the iHeartRadio app.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio